really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man, for me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it live in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it. I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing, and you don't ever hear the drama. They keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back like, what's up?
What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it live in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gaming credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it live in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it live in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is? PlayStation. What's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it. I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing, and you don't ever hear the drama. They keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back like, what's up?
What it is? What it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gamer credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it, I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama, they keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters need to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their bag like, what's up?
What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gamer credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do, what's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? J Bari and Persona got it locked in the tug. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
Yo, listen, man. I really do appreciate everyone that always comes through to rock out with me and Bari, man, on What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast by fans for the fans, or by the community for the community, I should say. Listen, man. For me, man, I'm gaming with Persona. If you enjoyed listening, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PlayStation Nation? You are now tuned in to the What's Up PlayStation podcast.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. You already know what you're getting, and that is facts with a discussion. The greatest to bless the mic without the needless interruption. Face it, we got an anatomy like a little bite of me for a concussion. You know what's up, man. I mean it when I seen it, I was proud of these brothers. They entertain the people every week without cussing. And you don't ever hear the drama, they keep it clean on the podcast. Independent duo doing it big when they broadcast. Haters hate to see them doing positive things. PlayStation Nation got you, ain't it obvious, man? We pulling up every week and showing love in the chat. Unlike these other channels, these guys are showing their back like, what's up?
What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up.
They don't need no introduction. Persona, the gaming politician, politicking for the come up. Division and vision require precision, decision that gotta be thought of. The potential is exponential. Gamer credentials is what they brought us. Get caught up. You know, Bari bring the passion when he's speaking from the heart. He the best lisp on YouTube, climbing up the charts. And when Persona speaks, he gon' tear the mic apart. Intellectually, of course, cause you know the boy's smart. They cover the news with integrity, so you know it's a must watch. Ain't no console war, just two brothers being a font. What's up, PlayStation? Got the Saturdays locked. And if you ain't tuning in, you missing out. Get blocked.
What's up? What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub. Saturday mornings, y'all know what's up. What it is, what it do? What's up? What it is, PlayStation, what's up? Bari and Persona got it locked in the tub.
Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Persona, gaming with Persona, one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew, and welcome to episode 117 of What's Up PlayStation podcast, a podcast for the community, by the community. And I'm your host for this week, Persona, and listen, man, we got a great show for you guys today. It's a lot to talk about, a lot of things we're gonna be going over, a lot of things we're gonna be, breaking down, and I think emotions are going to be pretty high this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's safe to say this is going to be one of the episodes for the books. You feel me? But not only that, we also got the membership topics this week as well, or this month. So shout out to the members, everyone that put a topic up there or put up something that they wanted us to talk about. Which will happen later at the end of the show. And remember, guys, if you are a member of WUPS Nation, you can participate in the membership topics, also giveaways and things like that happen periodically throughout the year. You automatically be entered in that stuff as well. But listen, guys, it's not just me. Persona, you see me here, right? I'm the top box. But right below me, right down there, you see him down there? That's the other half of What's Up PlayStation podcast, the king of the Bronx, the best lisp on YouTube. Listen, I did a show yesterday. My man's emotions was high. My man was speaking very passionate. So I know he is going to bring the heat today because that was a WUPS sneak peek. You understand? Mr. Light Bright himself, King Jerk Chicken. I'm talking about my bro, Bari. Bari, what's good, brother? Say what's up to the people. I don't hear you. We don't hear you. You're muted.
Oh, I was muted. I was muted.
I was muted.
Good thing, because I was singing, boy. I was muted.
You were muted?
Yeah. I was in a mood and I was muted at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but what's
sir.
up? What it is, what it do, what's up? Yo, what is good, guys, man? What's up, PlayStation Nation? Welcome to another episode of What's Up, PlayStation Podcast, episode 117 to be exact. Persona. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely.
Lots of gaming news to talk about when it comes to the world of PlayStation. And man, I can't wait to dive into some of this stuff, man. I do think that, you know, this is going to be one of those, you know, emotional episodes.
Yep.
But, you know, we're going to be fair. We're going to be right. Not right, but we're going to be fair. We're going to be politically correct. You know, when it comes here, but appreciate everybody coming through. I see the beautiful people in the chat. What is good, the PlayStation Nation, man? What is up, guys? Appreciate you guys waking up, you know, every morning with us early on Saturday, 11 a.m. And if you don't mind, hit the like button.
Facts.
Get the PlayStation Nation in there. Share the stream out. Let's go.
Facts. Share the stream out. Let the people know that we live, man. Let the people know. But yo, Bari, before we get into anything, man, how was your week, man? How you feeling this week? You know, how's work? How's the game? And how's life, man? Talk to us, man. How you feeling?
Very interesting week. I mean, work-wise was, you know, it was cool. Nothing really to complain about. That felt like one of those, you know, one of those weeks where it's just going by, just going through the paces. Gaming is always great. You know, playing VR. Octopath Traveler. You know what I mean? I finished everybody's like chapter 2 when it comes to Octopath Traveler. You know, there's some cool side missions and stuff that, you know, I'm doing right now. You know, while I level up to get to everybody's like chapter 3s and whatnot. I love Throne, man. That's a great character right there, yo. Like landing her EX move. Oh my God, yo, it's amazing. Or ultimate move, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, VR. Got a few little additions, man, to the VR thing, man. Persona, man. Got these IR blasters where I was playing VR in complete darkness, bro. The only thing as far as like outside of the IR blaster that's light was the monitor. You know what I mean? And like my you know, air purifier and things like that. But yo, I was like, okay, this thing works, man. I'm loving this. You know what I mean? This is definitely gonna have me playing VR more. Because the lighting in this room, you know, I got like, you know, those cheap ass, not cheap ass, but you know, those little bulbs or whatnot. But the bulbs that you need is one of those LED type of illumination type bulbs to capture everything, you know, lighting wise. So sometimes when you play VR like nighttime, you know, you lose tracking with the lighting. But the IR blasters definitely help. But yeah, man, it's a great week, man. How's your week?
Hey, man, I'm going to be honest, man. My week was good, man. This was a great week for me. Work-wise, you know, I got 3 major projects done this week that I'm really happy about. Yeah, I was doing a lot of work this week. And then, you know, I was off yesterday. So, but my pipe burst or cracked in my kitchen, in my bathroom sink underneath. I'm sitting there, I'm washing my face, brushing my teeth and everything, and I notice my feet is wet. I'm like, why are my feet wet? What the hell is going on? I look down, and I'm like, huh? And I looked underneath the sink, and all the water that was draining down was just leaking. I'm like, oh my God, man. But you know, shout out to maintenance, man. They was up here in like 45 minutes, man. Got that thing fixed and cleared up, man. But what I had planned for yesterday was like, you know, sit down, set up my Steam Deck and all that other stuff, and you know, play around with a lot of different things. It ain't happened like that because I had to clean the whole bathroom, and you know, my whole day just got messed up because of that. Or well, I'll say my morning and early afternoon. But you know, gaming wise, man, y'all know if y'all follow me on Twitter, your boy has been on that Destiny hard, bruh. Like I haven't been this addicted to Destiny since like Forsaken. And like, yo, I've really been playing Destiny hardcore. That's all I've been playing all week is Destiny. I've been neglecting Octopath this week, guys. I know. Cut me some slack.
You're a dude, bro.
I know. Cut me some slack. But the raid came out yesterday, and I'm gonna talk about it in my spotlight and everything, and you know, give my thoughts on a couple games. But Yeah, man, everything's been good this week. Everything's been great.
Bro, trust me, you good. Octopath is mid. Square, they should have made the game more appealing to everyone. So don't worry about playing that game, man. It's a mid game. You shouldn't have bought it.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Wait for a sale, or hopefully it goes into a service.
You know what I should have did, Bari? I should have instead of buying the game, I should have just went and started a space and just spoke on the game
and talk about it.
Yeah.
How mid is it? How mid it is?
Yep. We need more spaces.
Let's go.
We need more spaces. We need more spaces. Absolutely.
Sony, you gotta understand, man. These mid games, not everyone can buy them. They're releasing too many games at the same time, bro. You know what I mean? They should have delayed it to this year, where we can create the same excuse that we created last year. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
listen,
right,
bro.
We need more spaces. All I'm saying, you know, like spaces over gaming.
100%.
But yo, listen, yo, man, it's great to be here, man. Like I said, guys, and it's also, man, shout out to the people in the chat, man. Y'all are already showing out, man. Shout out to DC Gaming gifting 5 memberships, man. We appreciate you, DC, always. And oh my God, did it happen again? Why does this keep happening? I don't know why it happens like that. Where like it'll
it froze.
Yeah, it'll freeze. Like I don't know why it does that. It's weird.
Oh yeah, you froze right there.
Yeah, I'm good now.
But now you good now.
Yeah, I just had to redo it. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's weird.
Oh, like you refresh
Yeah, I refreshed it.
Okay.
But yeah, man, shout out to the members of the channel, man. We appreciate you. Listen, guys, if you do want to become a member on the channel, the link is in the description. Never mandatory, always appreciated. And then shout out to Ice Cream, man, 7 months as a member on the channel. She ain't saying nothing. She said, WUPS Nation.
That's
absolutely.
The queen of ice.
Absolutely. And then shout out to Cyber Dragon, 10 months as a member on the channel. Appreciate you, Cyber, always. He says, morning chat mods in the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. We appreciate you, Cyber Dragon, always, man. And then shout out to Cyber Dragon again, gifting 5 memberships. Cyber, we appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you always, man. And then shout out to PS Rewind. Appreciate you, bro, for the super chat. He says, good morning to everyone. Good morning, gamers. Shout out to Bari and Persona and everyone in the chat. Appreciate you, PS Rewind. Shout out to you as well. And like I said, guys, if you guys want to become a member, the link is in the description. Never mandatory, always appreciated. And Bari, we got to shout out the members of the channel, bro. It's a lot, yo. It's growing, bruh. It's growing, man. It's a lot going on right now, man. So hey, man, we're gonna have to get that little thing that slides across the screen real quick.
Yeah, we need a ticker.
Because it's growing something crazy. So we got Sergeant 12, Mr. Polar Bar, Seattle Chef, South Star, Jeeves, Mo, Penguin, Corey Macy, Franco Tech, Blade X, D2 Desk, Killer Cam for show, A Game and 50, Lorenzo Carson, Black Waifus, G Junior, Nassim, Leo, Legend Gaming, D Donk, Amanda Pemberton, Peanut King, XR Rob, Thavi, Juan Sosa Gaming, TKRDS, Peppy, Kyle Ward 789.
Oh, yeah,
Brannan,
he got canceled. We can't see his name.
Oh,
don't worry about it.
You have to tell me about that later. Brandon,
not the person that is a member. I'm talking about the character. You know the Looney Tunes character.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know you're talking about. Okay. BrannanVR, C Fresh, Tom Murphy, CBH for God, J Lou, Black Rob, Walter, Mac the Stampede, Lord Hog, It's Me Baby 80, J Dab, not J Dub, J Dab, that's his name. Toolman 55, Dark Prince, Philip K, Get This Work, The Unknown, J Ro 49, Cloud Strife, Andy, Arc War Angel, Leech, Philip DVG, Reaper, Fake Outrage, J942, Vel R, Leo Leon, Kendra, Gamer X, Ice Queen Gaming, PS Rewind, Just Wait, Ghostface, Wolfgang Mashima, Carl Anchor, Sinister, True Virgil, Alex E, Shake Capo, Zero Steel, Name Redacted, JC 2013, Muck 45, King 1710, Teasy the Goat, E-Man Rich the Swag Log, The Wreck, MJ, Dresk, Tevin, Plus on Block Podcast. Check out Plus on Block Podcast every Friday, 8:30 Eastern. I missed yesterday's episode, but I'm definitely watching that today after the show. Definitely go check that out. Shout out to those boys. DeJuan Thompson, Jimmy Harrison, Kratos 99, P-Rock, Alphonso Carter, Broken Saint 1978, Tarana Duffy, Miles B, Upper Room, Steddiflow, Stealth Guy Gaming, Tricelsius, DatguySmitty, Damien, Alphonso Carter, HenriHeck, Star Guardian 88, Oolong T Gaming, Stranded Ninja Gaming, Stone, Rabbit Got the Gun, Jay Bari, the best lisp on YouTube, Games for Eternity, King Thrash Gaming, Brat, Julian Johnson, Requiem of Demons, Light Strife, DC Gaming, John Donuts, Tactical Gamer, AC, Stir Crazy, Stardust Cecile, Gian Gian the Don, J Gamer UK, Cyber Dragon, Unikronn, Viper Reaps, Jay Wright, Blue Mustang 357, Shy City Gamer, King Keys. Oh! King Keys in the building. And then we got the great Bird in the building. Cali, stand up. Upchuckgaming. Cali, stand up. Shout out to Chuck, man, one half of the Plus on Block boys. Navigator 3221. Nariko! The great gaming with Persona. Dreology 619. And last but not least, Mr. Go Try Hard Guy Tchia. Man.
Yeah, I was being quiet, guys, because I didn't want to mess up Persona's concentration. Reno, goddamn.
Now. So much,
yo, what's
man.
good, guys? I see you guys in the chat.
Damn,
man.
it
What's
froze.
good,
It froze again, man. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I don't know what's going on.
What setting do you have it on the like format?
What you mean? I got
Like
it
your
on the
format
face
for,
cam. It's 1080p
No, for,
60.
Like, is it MPEG or is it that H whatever or blah blah blah? I forgot the names.
I got
but
it
make
on
sure it's,
Elgato
like,
face
MPEG.
cam. Should I do a Elgato virtual camera instead?
But you're gonna lose the background stuff. It's up to you.
Nah, it's not capturing me either. It's got to be the face cam. But I don't know why it keeps happening. And then even on this, I got it set to camera NVIDIA broadcast. Man, this shit garbage, bro. All this
Yeah,
shit
that
trash.
H264. You just gotta look at your format.
Format of what?
Like when you go to properties under the camera, just make sure you have it as like MPEG or if you have it like 1080p 60, like he's gonna make you like you want to go to custom. But now we'll work it out.
Yeah,
It'd be crazy because it'd be
it's
working
that
perfectly
MJ.
fine.
It's that MJPEG. Yeah, that's what it said.
Okay.
I don't know.
It'd be working. Everything be working like perfectly fine when we're not doing the show, when we're prepping and all that stuff, and then when we do it, it just be like, oh.
Maybe I need to lower it to 1080p, to 720p, maybe. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be it,
you
man.
got a Beats PC. You shouldn't do that.
I don't know, man. Camera control. This shit garbage, bro.
Is it OBS that's freezing or?
Nah, it's the camera. OBS not freezing at all. It's just the camera. And I'm looking at the video broadcast and everything is good.
It's probably an Elgato software.
Garbage. It's garbage.
Yo, they know you packing that shit up. Yeah, they know you. It knows going out the window soon. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna mess it up.
Garbage. But yeah, man. So those are the members on the channel, guys. Make sure you guys check out the membership if you want to, man. We definitely appreciate y'all that support us and rock out with us always and forever. And then shout out to Wolfgang Mishima. He's for 1 month as a member of WUPS Nation. He says, what's up PlayStation? What's good, man? Wolf, appreciate you. And then shout out to HenriHeck, man, with the $10 super chat. He says, shout out to y'all boys keeping it being in the gaming space and not just focusing on that hearsay, but also also talking about playing games. Absolutely, man. Y'all already know how we do things here on What's Up PlayStation podcast. We're always gonna keep it a buck. You feel me? And then shout out to DC Gaming again, man, gifting 5 memberships again. DC, we appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you, bro. DC out here doing big things, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
DC,
you.
I need you to relax, okay? I need you to relax. Thank you.
All right. But y'all know how we do things here, guys. We got to get into the rigmarole of how we do things, and we are talking about the games released for this week, man. And it's been a pretty interesting week, man. Let's talk about it, Bari. So to start, we've got Dead Cells Return to Castlevania, which I think this is the DLC.
Yeah, the little expansion.
Yeah,
thing.
little expansion. The Wanderer for Frankenstein's Creature for the PS5, PS4. Little Witch Nobita for PS4. Romance Sylvania for PS5. The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition. This is the PS5 version of the game. It came out for PS5. This is the update, which you have to pay for, by the way. Kart Rider Drift for PS4. Arcade Archives Turbo Force for the PS4. Caverns of Mars Recharged for the PS5, PS4. Clash Artifacts of Chaos for the PS5, PS4. Fatal Frame Mask of Lunar Eclipse for the PS5, PS4. Figment 2 Creed Valley for the PS5, PS4. Monsters Energy Supercross, the official game 6. Damn, they came out with 60 of these games, Barry. Damn. For the PS5, PS4. Oni, Road to Be the Mightiest Oni. Wait, this came out?
Yeah.
Really?
On that.
Oh, I'm buying
that mid game.
Yeah. I'm buying this after the show. I didn't know this was going. Barry, I swear this was going to be in my spotlight because when I had seen it, I was like, "Yo, this game looks crazy."
The trailer,
yeah,
fire.
Yeah. All right. So so Oni is out. I'm picking this up right after the show. Pepetura for the PS5. The Last Spell for the PS5, PS4. Tiny Troopers Global Ops for the PS5, PS4. Transport Fever 2 Console Edition for the PS5, PS4. Zapling Bygone for the PS5, PS4. Before Your Eyes for PSVR 2. Now hold on, Bari. Bari.
I know what game it finally came out. It's the game that they showed in a State of Play.
But hold on, Bari. I was told that PlayStation VR 2 has no games.
Hey, listen. I know when it comes to PlayStation VR 2.
Bari, I was told that developers wasn't going to support PSVR 2.
No, the developers are going to support it. The gamers aren't, because they would like to have a space to talk about how PSVR 2 failed and they should do a handheld.
We need more spaces.
Yeah. You know what I mean? PlayStation should have made the VR 2 more appealing to the average consumer. You know what I mean? So wait for a sale.
And then
I'm kicking your shins in today. Trust me.
Bari going in today, and I'm here for it. Then we got DC Justice League Cosmic Chaos for the PS5, PS4. Evil Up for the PS5, PS4. Mato Anomalies for the PS5, PS4. Mythology Waifus Mahjong for the PS5, PS4. Neodori Forever for the PS4. And then last but not least, Paw Patrol Grand Prix Pup Treat Arena for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. All right.
Hey, yo, Paw Patrol, they be pumping out games, bro.
Like, did you see the movie?
Pup Treat Arena. Nah, I ain't seen the movie.
I didn't either, actually. But okay, Bari. So now we are in the spotlight portion of the show. So talk to us, Bari, man. Let us know what your spotlight is for the week. But before you do that, let me let the people know what the spotlight is. For those who are new here, Spotlight is a portion of the show where me and Bari give you a game or games if we decide to break the rules that we think y'all should check out, right? It could be a brand new game, it could be an old game, it could be a game from your childhood, it could be a game that hasn't even released yet. The purpose of the Spotlight is for us to spotlight games that we think you, the community, should check out. So Bari, starting with you, man.
Absolutely.
What is your Spotlight game of the week, and are you gonna break the rules?
Absolutely, I'm gonna break the rules, Persona, because I'm dedicating this Spotlight game for the week to all the mid games that are coming out. What happened?
Go ahead.
You know what I mean? All the games that, when they do come out, there will be a new excuse for nobody to purchase them. So I'm letting you guys know what games you are not purchasing day one, because they need to appeal to the masses. Okay, so the first game I have up here is Grimoire Once More. It's a classic PS2 game from Vanillaware. This game actually came out before I got put on to Vanillaware when it comes to Odin Sphere. That's my first Vanillaware game, so they're pretty much re-releasing this game, and pretty excited. They got a demo for it coming out. I'm a huge Vanillaware fan. This is one that I didn't play though, so I'm definitely going to be getting this day one. Pretty much every game Vanillaware have came out with from Odin Sphere on, I've got day one. You know what I mean? Because we got to support these mid games out here. That these flops. You know what I mean? That's coming out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ignore my own personal thoughts and opinions and what games I like. Because I go with the masses of what they want and want to play. The next mid game that we have up here, Persona. We have here, really and truly, I gotta give it up. I gotta give it up, man, to Resident Evil 4 remake. You know what I mean? Even with a demo, that I played and completed, that you can play for numerous of times. There's no limit. I'm still going to wait on the reviews to tell me that I should play this game. But, my thoughts and opinions don't really matter. But I feel that if you guys want to play the demo, critique it like you're reviewing the full game, you can do that to your heart's content, with Resident Evil 4 remake. Yo, another game that I want to list off here is another mid game, another flop. It's only tied to PlayStation VR 2, where people created all the excuses to not buy PlayStation VR 2. It's Star Wars, man. Star Wars the Enhanced Edition. Yo, that joint was very, very good, very, very dope, man. I was thoroughly engaged playing it. Where I was like, you know what? I got to complete Horizon before I even get into this game. I like the shooting in the game. It feels pretty good. All the unique Star Wars, nooks and crannies is in there. Amazing game. And the last, mid game that I'm going to be spotlighting, because it's also on PlayStation VR 2. We're going to be spotlighting this one for a minute now, is the game I just mentioned, Horizon, for Call of the Mountain. The more I play this game, the more I'm just loving it. When you battle a Thunderjaw in VR up close and personal, it's nothing like it. You know what I mean? Even though the excuse for people that didn't play this is going to be that PlayStation needs to appeal to the masses when it comes to this, VR in this game, man. This was a crazy experience, man. The more tools you get to engage within the climbing, it's just mad fun, yo. So hopefully, people, can get or understand that these games are mid and they need to appeal to the masses. Hopefully, people can look at these games and try them out. You know what I mean? There's a demo for each one of these games that I've mentioned. But, even with a demo, it doesn't really matter until the Metacritic score come out. So, those are my spotlight games for the week. All these mid games out here. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
It's mid. It's mid. But hopefully you guys can find some interest in it.
What a list, Bari. What a list.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, let me spotlight my games, man. And the first game that I'm gonna spotlight, you guessed it, guys. Twitter Spaces. We need more spaces. We need more. We need more spaces. Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces. No, I'm joking. So my first spotlight for this week is actually going to be a game I've been playing hardcore for like the past 2-3 weeks now. Destiny 2 Lightfall expansion. I'm loving this game so much, man. Like I got like this new fire has been lit in me when it comes to Destiny, because I've kind of fallen off Destiny quite a bit just because so many other games that I wanted to play and get through and whatnot. I kind of had Destiny on the back burner for quite a while, but this expansion, I was like, I'm about to come back and, go hardcore. And I love it, man. This expansion, I'm digging the expansion. I know there's a lot of people I've been seeing like on Twitter in the Destiny community that weren't really feeling the story of the expansion. I like the story. I thought the story was pretty cool, but the raid just came out yesterday, so me and my crew, we're gonna be attempting a raid this weekend. I already watched like a couple of worlds first and things like that to see like what the raid looking like. It's looking dope, so I'm excited. And your boy's 1812 or 1811, one of those two, right? So
that's the year?
No, 1812 is in my level. You funny. You funny, man. You funny.
Hey, man, that jump mid, bro. Yeah. You know what? I have an issue with Destiny Persona.
What's that?
Even though I haven't played Destiny 2, the shooting mechanics, I feel like they need to... the shooting and the jumping, right? So hear me out, Persona. Hear me out, okay? I didn't play Destiny 2, but I feel like the jumping needs to be more like Mario. So when you jump, you hit a boing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
I'm just gonna wait until Destiny 2 is on like a really deep sale, because I feel like it needs to appeal to the masses. You know what I mean? It's not appealing to me.
Bar, you know what you should do? You know what you should do?
Yes.
You should start a space. We need more spaces. And then my second spotlight for this week is actually going to be a game that I seen this past week, and I was like, yo, this is definitely something that I definitely want to see myself. I can see myself playing, and I'm talking about Oni, the Mightiest Oni. So this game, oh shit, that music though. Hold up, ain't nobody trying to hear that music. So Road to the Mightiest Oni. I was seeing some game. I just randomly scrolling by. I think you retweeted. Somebody retweeted this, and I seen this in my.
It looked like Little Devil Inside, little vibe.
Yeah, I was getting Little Devil Inside vibes for this, and this was looking really dope. So I was like, you know what?
It's looking really mid. It's mid.
I was really feeling this. I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna pick this up. I didn't know that this game was releasing already though. I thought it was like, I thought it was gonna be coming like later on down the line, but. Now that I know that this actually released this week, I'm going to actually pick this up on PlayStation and play this and see what's up. So Oni, Road to the Mightiest Oni, that's another game that I'm like, yeah, definitely pick that up. And my camera froze again. I don't know what's going on with my shit, Bari. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe there's an update to your the software for Elgato. Maybe.
I don't know.
Normally Elgato is pretty on point. I love Elgato products, but yeah, maybe there's like a software update or something.
No,
it is what it is.
Nah, my shit up to date, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or close the software out. Don't have the Elgato software up.
I don't have none of that up, bro. None of that is up. I don't know.
Then.
I don't know, man. I think it's easier to say it's dog shit,
Oh yeah, but nah, I think you have it in a 3.0 port, right? Because 6 is saying plug it into a different USB port.
I've done that. I've done that already. Because I've got my multi-port here. Let me try it.
Now plug it directly in the
computer.
In the computer, yeah.
That's gonna take a second.
Well, guys, don't worry about it. We're gonna fire up a space about it. You get a what? What?
What happened? I don't know. Anyway, and so outside of Oni, my third spotlight is actually going to be what game was this? It was just on the tip on my mind too. I totally forgot. Oh, Forspoken. Forspoken is oh Var, you thought I wasn't gonna mention Forspoken, bruh? You thought I wasn't gonna mention Forspoken, bruh? Come on, man.
How dare you?
Vice manager. Yeah, I'm gonna check that sick. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, Forspoken is a game that I love this game so much. And I know they recently put out an update this week, and I was playing. Uh-oh, there go Rufus. I was playing the update. Yesterday just to kind of see how it is. And the update definitely made the game look a lot more crisp. The game is looking real crispy, right? But not only that, also the Forspoken, I've said, and we're gonna talk deeper into this like later in the show, but Forspoken is a game that I really think people should play. It's a great game. I love this game like
Absolutely.
very much,
100%.
man. And I do think it's a game folks should play. Like absolutely should play.
I agree with you 100%. I really truly believe, like my opinion, I think Forspoken is one of the best PlayStation 5 games. Like, when it comes to like only PlayStation 5 games, the game is super fun. The story is dope in my opinion. I like the story. I like the contrast between the different worlds and how she's interacting in the world. I felt like the ending was really, really dope. The world in itself, they made this sandbox world where you can play in and do whatever you want to do, be creative on how you tackle enemies and whatnot. So yeah, I really, and all the PlayStation 5 features that's in there, the fast loading, the quick, not quick resume, but you can quickly resume the activity. The DualSense implementations, every run, every move that you take is vibrating. It's all that in there in the game. But for some strange reason, people are ignoring it. You know what I mean? Which is weird. And even when people use the excuse of the demo and all that stuff, what about the demo made you skip it? The gameplay is still good in the demo. You know what I mean? You don't have all the abilities. You don't have every single spell unlocked or whatnot that she has, but the gameplay is still sound. You know what I mean? And the look in the demo, the HDR that needed work, the gamma and all that stuff that needed work. Like a week later or a week and a half later, they updated the demo. You know what I mean? So did people go back and look at it? Because the demo don't look bad at all. You know what I mean? If people went back and played it. So I'm still just trying. I think people that's creating all these excuses, you know what I mean? I feel like when it comes to the release date of Forspoken, people wasn't going to get it anyway. You know what I mean? Because they probably have other games that they had in mind that they wanted to play. And that's perfectly fine. But don't bullshit people. A lot of people, you know what I mean, about the gameplay. I don't know. I wasn't it's full of shit. You're lying. Because if you out here playing Hogwarts Legacy, but you skip Forspoken, you're full of shit. Sorry, you are full of shit. Because the gameplay is not better in Hogwarts Legacy. Sorry.
Save it for the news, brother. Damn, bro.
I'm about to go in.
Save it for the news, brother. Save it for the news. Now it's not finding this thing at all. Wow. Okay, give me a second. All right, go ahead and keep talking. But yeah, those are my spotlights for this week. Outside of that though, my other spotlight, not my spotlight, but yeah, actually, do I have one more? Nah, Forspoken was it, man. I think
break them rules, bro.
I think Forspoken. Nah, real talk. I think Forspoken. I think it's a great game, man. Like I love this game, and I do think when it comes to the gameplay and combat and things like that, the game is superb. And I think when it comes to the story, it's great. It's a great story. Does it have its flaws and its issues? Absolutely. But we're gonna talk more in depth about that later in the show because we're gonna definitely. The news came from Square, Bari. So we gotta acknowledge it, man. We gotta acknowledge this news. You feel me?
My things that just piss me off is that when you sit down and you listen to people, you know what I mean. You give them the benefit of the doubt that what they're saying is actually what they mean. A lot of people in this community they be like, "Yo, gameplay is king. Gameplay overall. Gameplay this." They put up those polls talking about which one do you prefer. Gameplay, story, graphics, and majority of those polls be like gameplay. The game that people most of the time when people talk about Forspoken and its gameplay, there's like either it's good, people like it. There's nobody saying, "Oh, the gameplay sucks." So the fuck you? So why the hell you ignore the game? If that's what you majority of you guys, that's what you favor over story, graphics, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people, their shit, it don't line up. You know what I mean? They're not speaking from the heart. They're not speaking of their own experience. They're not speaking from their own mindset. You know what I mean? It's just going along with the trend, going along with the wind. Because, you know what I mean? Like, what you sit down in these spaces, you sit down in these podcasts, and you listen to people. You know what I mean? You give them the benefit of that. You don't really know anybody like that. It's just like, yo, I get what you're saying. Yeah, gameplay. You know what I mean? Yeah, you like that stuff. A game that has amazing gameplay. Nah, man. I'm not feeling it. Do that. Oh, no sound? Yo, Sony there? Oh, he's probably fixing it up. I think he's fixing it up, guys. 1 second. I don't even know what the last thing you guys heard, man. Whatever you Nah, I think he's just unplugging and plugging certain things back in. So it's just I guess fixing it up. Just refresh the stream. If you guys can hear me, refresh the stream. And you know what I mean, we'll get it back. He said downloaded redacted content. Yo, that trip. But nah, man, it's just like you take people's word. You know what I mean? You give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt when they say a lot of things. You know what I mean? That's how I look at people, you know what I mean? Or I can judge people from you know, you judge them for what they say, you know what I mean, what they present. And a lot of people that what they say and what they present, it don't match up to a lot of things. And this is not just Forspoken. You know what I mean? That's to be honest with you guys, not just for Forspoken. This is stuff I've been talking about for years. If you guys are new, you know, to my YouTube channel and whatnot, I've been talking about this for years, 2014, 2015, for years. It's just a tipping point. Forspoken is definitely a tipping point where it's like, all right, this is another example of what I've been talking about for years. You know what I mean? So I'm just really truly, I'm just sick and tired of people's excuses when it comes to the gaming hobby. Everybody just have excuses not to buy shit. You know what I mean? Every week is a new excuse. They releasing too much games at one point. All right, so when they gonna release it? This year? If they release the games this year, you're still gonna have the same issue. If they release a game every single month or every 2 months, you're still gonna have the same issue. It's a lot of these games that they're releasing, you know what I mean? Yeah, I get it. Not everybody's gonna buy every game, but what you want to do? Have Star Oceans or whatever game come out 3 years from 2022? You know what I'm saying? Regardless of when the games come out, you're still going to have the same excuse. We've been in this community for years. You know what I mean? The same excuse always pops up. It's not the release date. It's none of that bullshit. It's just people don't want to buy shit. People don't want to go out their way to buy games that they hype up, that they claim that they're interested in, that they claim the good old days back in the day when I played this, you know, unique JRPG. That unique JRPG comes back. You know what I mean? Or RPG comes back. Nah, man. It's mid. They need to appeal to more people. Full of shit. Is that excuse?
Can you hear me?
Excuse? Yeah, I can hear you.
This computer shit, God.
What you did? You reset the like what you did? Cause it
the shit won't even work no more, bro. And now NVIDIA broadcast not working either. Like the shit won't pop up, and I'm trying to.
Oh, even just using the Elgato face cam don't work.
Nah, the shit stopped working.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see. Shit garbage, bro. This shit garbage, boy. Respectfully, all of this shit garbage.
PC.
It's not picking up. It's not picking up nothing. It's not even picking up the camera no more. I plugged it directly into my computer, and I'm checking task manager, device manager, everything. Yeah, I ended the task and everything. Nothing. Nope. I checked the devices.
Nah, it's not his. It's just the. He just want the software to recognize the camera. That's all.
Nah, but it's not recognizing it or nothing. Listen.
Yeah.
Garbage. I was connected to USB 2.
Don't worry about it.
All right, hold on. Keep talking. Matter of fact, let's go on to the next. So, all right, we did the spotlight. I heard your monologue, but yo, let's talk about.
No, I was just rambling.
Let's talk about The Last of Us. Last of Us Part 2. I mean, Last of Us Episode 8. You know, talk about it, man, and you know, give your thoughts on how you feel about this episode. It's high up there for me, real talk.
That episode was mid. No, I'm joking. Nah, this is like one of the best episodes. I still think that episode 2 is the best episode so far I've seen. But episode 8 is definitely close to it. My personal opinion, the ones that are close to the video game, that try to resemble the video game in some manner, are the best episodes. So yeah, episode 2, episode 8, love those episodes. So yeah, I think episode 8 is probably my second favorite. The pacing of it was cool. I would have still liked to see a little bit more from Joel, especially, you know, him going to, you know, rescue Ellie. I would have liked to see, you know, some type of action or some type of just more of that. They showed it when he fiended out homeboy. There was another one that they kind of skipped, and then he was just teleported right there to the diner or whatever there was at. But overall, I think they nailed the episode. There's no real complaints about the episode other than, you know, a few nitpicks and things like that. But I think episode 8 is one of the best episodes in my opinion. I would still like to see some more infected, man. Like the only real critique I have for this whole TV show is that there's no real fear in this world. Everybody's walking around this motherfucker like, hey, we could go searching for this person real quick. You know what I mean? There's no real fear. Like nobody's really watching it back. Oh, is there infected around? You know what I mean? Nobody's really doing that in this game. I mean, in this world, in the TV show. I feel like the infected they set up the infected in such a way where you think it's going to be such a grander visual experience going on with a TV show, but it's really not. You know what I mean? They just slap them here and there and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? But yo, I don't know how you went to a university. Now you in another town, and it's just like there's no infected anywhere. It's kind of crazy to me. Or no fear of, you know, Joel getting up, you know, hurt, killing people, understandable, but there's no fear of you walking around this world. That's one of my biggest critiques for the TV show so far. But other than that, I really enjoyed the episode. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode, the season finale. I think the runtime is a little short, but we're definitely going to see how it pans out, how it plays out. But overall, I think they did a good job with a TV show. But yeah, I do have my nitpicks. Definitely going to have, you know, we're definitely going to have our overall thoughts on the TV show, like all the episodes, this season. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed episode 8, where it was an episode where I know I can watch multiple times. You know what I mean? That episode I can't watch it multiple times on the show. To be honest. You know what I mean? But yeah, Last of Us, great stuff. TV show, Bella Ramsey, great stuff. Your portrayal of Ellie is A1, on point like a thorn out here. And yeah, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies, little nuggets that if you play the video game, you just appreciate it much more. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that they went that route with this episode, other than prior episodes. You know what I mean? And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. If I was to ask you guys in the chat right now, like, what is your top 2 episodes? Which episodes would that be? For me, like I said, the best episode in my opinion was episode 2. That is The Last of Us in its entirety. You know what I mean? You're being mindful of the people around you, but the fear of the infected, the fear of what can happen to you within this world was present. Them sneaking around and, you know what I mean, the clickers around. I love the hell out of that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, episode 2 is my favorite. And then episode 8 would be my second favorite. So we got some 2s and we got some 4s. We got episode 1. Yeah, episode 1 was strong. The only reason why I can't rank episode 1 up there in top 2 is because how everything played out within the world. The setup was amazing, but the execution as far as like making this world feel like what you set up in episode 1, it's not there for me. You know what I mean? We got some 2s and 8s. We got episode 5 and 8. Episode 5 was the town with what's the name? Sam, right? Episode 5 and 8, okay. Episode 2 and 8, okay. Episode 2 and 1, gotcha. Episode 5 and 1. Episode 2, 5, 8, okay. Yeah, 5 is up there too. But I criticize the hell out of 5 just due to the fact that my man, they went through a whole sewer and no infected once again. But all of a sudden, these affected was just in one spot. You know what I mean? Exactly. Episode 3 was everybody's favorite when it came out. You know, it's not their favorite now. Episode 3 was not The Last of Us, man. Sorry. Respectfully. I don't know what the hell that was. The punch for episode 3, you don't feel it, 5 episodes later. You know what I mean? Wasted episode. They said episode 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay. Episode 1 and 2 and 8. Yes, I see a lot of commonalities here with episode 2, 8, a lot of 5s, 1s. Persona, you there? Oh, he's getting it together. Yeah, it's definitely about more of the emotional bond between Bill and Frank, but outside of that, it was supposed to be another motivational, piece for Joel, carrying Ellie over there. But I think they already nailed that with Tess. You know what I mean? Somebody that he's more closer to. And then now you have Bill not in the world. That's not Bill, man. I'm sorry. Episode 2, 5. Yeah, there's a lot of commonalities as far as the episodes. That's what I'm saying, man. Episode 2 for me was godlike. I can watch that episode all day, every day, even with the creepy ending of Tess getting tongue kissed. But don't worry, guys. Persona, he's gonna be back, just fixing up some stuff. Trying to get this camera recognized on his end. But right now we're just talking about The Last of Us. how we feel about episode 8. I think episode 8 was an amazing episode. I don't know what to rate it yet. Even though I say it's amazing, I want to wait until this Sunday's episode before I can rate 8. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I'm going with. You know what I mean? Yo, fun little story too, man. So yesterday I was supposed to go see Scream, right? Got my ticket or whatnot, and I typically got a seating, which I don't like. I got the top corner type BS. I don't like that seating, right? But I was like, you know what? It was kind of last minute that I'm going to see on a Friday. I'll just bite the bullet, keep it moving. But when I got there, excited, you know what I mean, put the recliners down, you know what I mean, got my drink going on. And this couple comes through. It was a husband or a wife or a boy, a girlfriend or boyfriend, and they got 2 kids. One was a little bit older, the other one was really, really young. And bruh, they sat next to me. Strike 1, it was a seating I didn't like. I didn't want to be at. Strike 2, these kids are out here screaming and crying. I didn't even need a strike 3. I got the hell up out of there. I packed that shit up. I said, nope. My friends would hit me up anyway to go to Dallas BBQs. And I was like, nope. I'll bite the bullet. I'll take the hit. And I'll see you guys on Saturday tonight. I was like, no. I was already in a crazy mood. You know what I mean? So I know if I would have stayed in that motherfucker, I'd have probably snapped. So I was just like, all right, no, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'll see Scream tonight.
Yo, you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Say something, so let me see that. Yep,
all due respect. This Elgato shit is garbage, bro.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
That shit not working. My computer won't even recognize the device anymore. And it stopped working. I plugged it into everything. Shit is not working.
Yeah, like in the video broadcast, it doesn't show the camera, right? You probably see a refresh button.
It's not even showing it in my devices anymore. I plugged it into all my USB ports. It's not. It won't even recognize the device anymore. Shit is garbage. I spent like almost $200 on this fucking camera.
Yeah, that shit was like $150, $160.
Almost $200 on this dog shit ass camera, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
Crazy. All right, let's continue the show, man. I'm just gonna have to do it without. I'm just gonna have to do it without the cam.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
I mean, we're still gonna do the show. Hopefully, it recognizes, but it is what it is.
Nah, but so you already gave your thoughts on episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then I thought episode 8 was dope, man. I think it's one of those things where, when it comes to the show itself, one of the biggest things that I want is for there to be a lot of consistency and whatnot, right? But with this show, there's been a lot of things that kind of messed up for me personally. But when it comes to this episode, I'm glad that they kept the brutality of Joel. That was one of the things.
That interrogation scene.
Yeah. I was Bari. I'm sitting here watching this episode where I'm like, they better keep this scene, bruh. And I like the angle that they did for David too, because in the game, David wasn't necessarily a super religious person, and he was here. And I get why they went with that angle to make it kind of seem more like a cult. You feel me? But I think when it comes to this show, or this episode, I should say, they captured a lot of things right, and I think Bella Ramsey did good in the fire scene, the boss fight scene, fighting against David and whatnot. And I like that they kept certain lines, man. My man was like, no one fights this hard to stay alive. I was like, they did it how I wanted them to, right?
I don't believe you. No one fights hard.
I kind of wish like there's no like infected or not, like that threat of the infected here is just, it's non-existent, bro. Like especially in this town where I'm just like, come on, man, like we ain't got no infected nowhere. So, you know, I just think certain things are a bit off, but I think in terms of this episode, I was definitely digging this episode quite a bit, man. It was definitely on point. I was feeling it a lot.
Yeah, it was a great episode, hands down.
They saying to restart the computer. I don't want to restart. I'm the one that's streaming. So if I restart, it's gonna buffer until I come back.
Yeah, don't restart it.
Yeah, no.
It's up to you how you want to do it, but I don't think you should restart it.
No, I'm not.
It's all good. We just wait until.
Yeah, I'll fix it after. I mean, guys, I'm getting my new camera this week, so it's a much better camera than this. Anyway, but yeah, what score did you give? Bari.
Like I said, Bari I'm not going to give it a score because I want to wait until the final episode.
No, but this episode, you're not going to give this episode a score?
Nah, because I really want to see how they. It sounds weird, but I want to see how they start off episode 9 before I can give her a score. I think the episode was amazing. Episode 8 was amazing, but I ain't gonna go out there and say 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? Until I see how they start off episode 9, because they interchange with each other. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yo, from what I think it was Bella Ramsey or somebody, I forgot who said it, but they talking about episode 9 is gonna be, it's gonna really split everyone. And I'm like, yo, don't say that to me, man. Yo, y'all talking kind of crazy, man. Y'all start saying that type of crazy stuff, man. It's that's not a good look. You feel me? You got me kind of scratching my head on that one. But I mean, we're gonna see.
Something is not gonna happen. That happens in the game.
Yeah, that should happen. Yep. But you know, we'll see what happens. But I like this episode a lot. I thought it was cool. And I think David, this is the person who played David in this show, he definitely sold it pretty well. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. He sold the thought of David, the character of David pretty well. But we'll see what happens, yo. The finale is tomorrow, guys, so we're gonna see. They better if they don't do it right, y'all gonna hear me, I promise. Y'all gonna hear me. That's a fact. But yo, man, shout out to let's get these super chats and everything. Yo, shout out to you, Mr. Benjamin. Appreciate you coming through, rocking out with us, man. He says, what's up, brothers Persona and Bari? I wish y'all the best today and looking forward to a great show. Yeah, appreciate you, Mr. Benjamin, man. Shout out to you as well. And then
you feeling better and all that too.
Yeah, man. Facts, man. I hope you feeling better and everything is good with you, man. 100%. And then shout out to Upchuckgaming. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, shout out to my trash New York bros. Setup is fire. Hit the like button. Yeah, I appreciate you, Chuck. And don't worry, Chuck. I have made a few calls to get y'all that extra water in that lake over there in Cali. I got y'all, brother. I got y'all. I made a few calls. Made a few calls. And then shout out to Viper Reese, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, if Forspoken is mid, then so is Hogwarts Legacy and Elden Ring. FOH, which means F out of here.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I mean,
I'm not saying Hogwarts is a bad game at all. I think Hogwarts is an amazing game, but if I'm judging it by the gameplay, Forspoken is a way better game on gameplay standpoint. The world and everything, I think Hogwarts is A1, top tier. Story is amazing. But if you're talking about gameplay, yeah, I prefer Forspoken much more. I prefer Forspoken story much more too, but I can see why people prefer Hogwarts. That world that they crafted in there is very similar to what they read or what they watch in the movies. But this, to me, there's no way you could be like, yo, Hogwarts is amazing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Loving the gameplay and all that stuff, but shitting on Forspoken. It's to me like a contradiction.
That's a fact. That's big facts. And then shout out to No Cap Podcast. Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, I tried to warn y'all about these non-gaming folks. Yo, mm-hmm. All right, then shout out to DC. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, You didn't sell me on anything, Bari. That's all mid. And then shout out to Steddiflow. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, what's up, brothers? But J Bari speaking facts. They can't trust their interest and taste in gaming, but go by reviews. Shaking my head. That's a fact. Yeah. And then shout out to Damien. Appreciate you 10 months as a member on the channel with the membership message. He says, what's up, Bari? Persona, just dropping by to show love. Enjoy the show. People not going to be in a chat much. Got a busy day today, but I'll be lurking. Hashtag WUPS. Yo, we appreciate you, Damien, always, man. Appreciate you rocking out with us, man. And then shout out to Gian Gian and Don. Appreciate you 10 months as a member of the WUPS Nation. He says, shout out to the WUPS crew. Appreciate the great content you provide. Which character do you want to see and plan to use in Budakai Tenkaichi 4? We're gonna talk about that. That's gonna be one of the. We're gonna say that for the membership topics, because that'll turn into a whole show in itself. So we're gonna say that. Trust me, Gian. We're gonna answer that. But all right, man. Yo, let's get into how we do things, Bari, man. Let's get into the news and whatnot. And the first thing I want to talk about is, just letting everybody know, PSA that the PlayStation 5 update, 7.0 update rolled out this week globally to everybody. So if you haven't already, I'm pretty sure if you turned on your PlayStation at any point this week, I'm pretty sure you've updated. It's automatically updated, but just letting everybody know that the update is live, and a lot of what's happening in the update, man. Just to recap real quick, we won't spend a lot of time on this, but just to recap, the new social features. So now you're able to transfer your Discord chat to PlayStation into a PlayStation chat and be able to have that cross chat going on. Also, there's features where you can there's a new layout of games. So when you hover over a game, it kind of shows you your progress. It shows you time played. It shows you which of your friends have played that game. You can manually, Game Hub. Now you can manually upload game captures to PlayStation app. Variable refresh rate for 1440p. That's claim. And then the game library enhancements. Now you can sort from A to Z and also sort by platform, genre. And now you can also search whenever you're creating your game list. Also game presets for multiplayer. And then PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 data migration. They've made it easier now. And now you can do it through over Wi-Fi. We're downloading.
Yeah, you can transfer your PlayStation 5 to PlayStation 5 through Wi-Fi now. Also, all the system, information that you have, your profile, you can transfer that to, if you want to buy another PlayStation 5, say in your living room or whatnot, you can transfer all that data through Wi-Fi. Also, you can update all your DualSense controllers. You don't need to plug them in no more. You can update them through Wi-Fi now with this update. But yeah, overall, the beta was a little bit, clunky in certain areas as far as capturing gameplay and things like that, which was the majority of where the clunkiness was at, because the audio wasn't matching up with the actual visual. But since the actual firmware update come out, the official global firmware release, it's been on point, because one of the biggest games that always had that issue was Forspoken when I did it. Well, all of them had that issue, but it was very prevalent in Forspoken. And now the audio is matching up with the visuals with every game that I'm capturing. So very, very happy that it fixed. The only little caveat or caviar, person I would say, that I have with PlayStation 5 is how they sort. Oh no, that's the sorting when it comes to your game library. So whatever you pick your sorting to be, it could be A to Z, most recent, most purchased or whatnot, it always resets back to the default A to Z. That annoys me a little bit. I wish that it does whatever I want to sort. Most recent is always the one I always go for or whatnot. It stays that way. Little nitpick, but hopefully they can look into that and fix that. And if you do see it, because ain't nobody else complain about that, you know where you got it.
Yep. And the update came out this week, and let us know what y'all thoughts in the chat, man. And so moving on, we got the All right, let's talk about some acquisition talk real quick, man. I know. Yo, this shit has been talked into the ground. But I want to lay out a couple numbers and kind of get your thoughts on, this whole acquisition thing, right? So, shout out to Reset Era. And, one of the crazy things that came out this week was, and I seen this floating around where people were doing like these list of acquisitions they should do or whatever. But apparently, PlayStation only has $5.1 billion to spend on investments until 2024. And the outline shows that they've got in 2021, they said they would spend $2 trillion, which is 18 billion in USD. And then, when we kind of go through, 2022, we saw what they were acquiring and whatnot. But just to kind of break down what they have done in the video game sector, I'm not going to focus on this entirely. It's just the video game things. So they got Housemarque, Nixxes, Firespite, Fabric Games, Bluepoint Games, Valkyrie Entertainment, Lag Seal, La Seagull, Haven Studio, Bungie, and Savage Game Studios. And then when we look at the stakes in terms of what they have invested in, gaming wise, they invested in Devolver Digital and now have a 5% stake within the company. And then also From Software, they upped their investment last year and now they have a 14% stake in the company. So they've been doing a lot of video game. Also, I think Epic Games as well. They invested in them. I know that wasn't on this list, but I believe that happened last year as well. So through all of the
staking that too.
Yeah, and through all of their game investment and things like that, obviously the music and all that other stuff as well. But let's focus on the games. So through all their game investment, they've got $5 billion left, Bari. So my question is, who should they purchase? Let's ask the question. Let's put the question out there, man. Who should they purchase?
Yeah, I mean, normally I wouldn't participate, but I participate in it just for the fun of it. On Twitter, where obviously I say Square, Capcom, and I say Arc System Works, but I feel like Square will be more than 5 million, and I feel like Capcom will be around that, but Arc will be much less. So if this is true, I would like them, because one of my favorite publishers is definitely Arc System Works. Mm-hmm. PlayStation has partnered up with them a lot. Arc System creates like a lot of cool fighting games, but they also create a lot of like smaller, indie type games, the games that's made that don't appeal to the masses. I think that would be cool to have them acquired outside of the, the normal ones that everyone says. But yeah, I love Arc System Works and I love their games and what they do.
Yeah. For me, I would want them to acquire, no lie, Ember Labs, man. I think Ember Labs would be a great pickup for them. Especially, I think Ember Labs has definitely shown themselves and shown that they're able to really make a great game. So definitely snatch them up personally.
That'd be a light pickup.
Yeah, it'd be light. And then I agree with Arc Systems as well. I think Arc Systems would be a great pickup. And then the slow clap devs that made Sifu. I feel like those devs absolutely would be a great studio to have under your belt to build them up into a AAA studio, because they clearly have the talent to make great games. I love Sifu. Their combat design is definitely on point when it comes to the games that they've made. They've definitely shown that both in Absolver and now in Sifu, that they know how to do combat right, and they know how to make their combat fun and engaging. And so I feel like, if you were to grab somebody like Slow Clap or Slow Clap his own, well, listen, buy whoever owns Slow Clap.
Who I think they should get? Level 5, man. Level 5 create a lot of mid games that people don't buy. But I think PlayStation, under their, if they're under the branch of PlayStation, the level of quality for them would definitely improve, even though I think Level 5 produce a lot of great quality games. I would love to see Level 5 have the backing, because they have a cool game coming out soon that looks amazing, that, everybody's hyping up. Well, I'm pretty sure they're not going to buy the game when it releases. But I would love PlayStation to just invest in Level 5 and acquire them, have them on the PlayStation belt.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to think of like other ones. I was thinking about this because like I'm not really like every studio that I'm seeing. I'm not thinking, oh yeah, PlayStation should buy this. You know, like I don't really go around thinking like that too much. You know, but you know, I do think Arc Systems and Ember Labs would be some cool pickups, and the Slow Clap devs facts. So you know, we'll see. But yeah, yo, moving on, man. Yo, I want to talk about new studio by Ikumi. I forgot her last name. Let me see. I think I put it in. Oh yeah, Ikumi Nakamura. She was with the Ghostwire Tokyo devs over at Arcane, and
Bro,
she
I have the biggest crush on this lady, yo. Real talk. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I love this lady. But go ahead, my bad.
Mm-hmm. And so you know, she got her own studio now. It's called Unseen. It's Unseen Studios, and they're working on a game. So the speculation was going around that their studio, the Unseen Studio, was going to be partnering with PlayStation, with which partner so essentially the studio set it straight, but the original information was information about Unseen Studio, with which PlayStation entered into a partnership. It is a studio founded in 2021 by former leader at Tango Gameworks and Capcom. Oh yeah, she was in Tango, not what's her name? Why was I thinking she was at Arcane? I don't know why I thought that. They're currently working on... Yeah, it was Tango, my fault. And they are currently working on an action-adventure game with a sci-fi, supernatural, and mysterious theme. Unseen came out and said, cut it out! It ain't happening. We're flattered you think we're cool enough to partner with Sony, but we're happy just being awesome on our own for now. Thanks for the shout-out, though. So yeah, it's not true at all. You know, they came through and shut those rumors down. And I actually want more devs and more studios to do this. Make these fake insiders, I know this information because I got it from a friend, bullshit. Make them look stupid on the timeline. Like, do that more often, please.
Listen, the whole jump was bullshit. This is not speculations or anything like that. There's people having these hypotheses, these educated guesses, and they're trying to make it like it's insider information. All the person did, they saw a tweet from Shuhei Yoshida, shout out to Uncle Shu, where he made a tweet where he had Ikumi Nakamura in there, and they was together, you know what I mean, within the studio, whatnot, whatever they was doing before. I think the studio was announced. And that's all they did. It was like, oh, PlayStation partnering up with this person. You know what I mean? Shu is obviously looking for indie developers. You know what I mean? He promotes indie games. That's just what he does. He go around to find new games, new talent, all that stuff. So yeah, it's practically normal for him to just travel around and visit these new studios and whatnot. Yep. And that's all it was. And that's when people create this whole, this whole rumor or whatnot. Oh, the partner... It's all BS, man. And this is what happens. This is what tends to happen a lot, where you'll get a lot of that stuff happening, where you know certain things are happening, the speculation wheels start churning and whatnot. But for me, I'm just glad that they came out and like shut it down. You know, because again, at least it ain't that dude that be like, oh, 5
we're not gonna bring
spin-offs for The Last of Us or PlayStation by Take-Two. We're
not gonna talk about that guy. The guy's an idiot. But you know, I feel like I'm just glad that they've come out on the timeline and just like shut this stuff down. And like I said, I want more studios to do this because it's funny. And it shines a light on the misinformation wheel and helps people understand, all right, well, this person really doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. You feel me? Like, I love it. So developers, publishers, devs, whoever, keep doing this. Keep doing it. I like this. Now, if something comes from it later, you know, we'll see. But as of right now, they're saying nothing is happening. So they're 100% independent, no partnerships or anything. Shout out to Unseen. Can't wait to see what they're working on. But then moving on, Bari, we got some bad news in the world of game development, man, where Lince Works, who are the creators of the Origami franchise, Origami 1 and Origami 2. Unfortunately, they are closing up shop. And, this is a pretty lengthy read. I'm not going to read through this whole thing, but, essentially they're giving, showing their appreciation to a lot of the gamers and whatnot. And they said, we assure you that Origami 1 and Origami 2 will remain available across all platforms and storefronts, and online co-op will be accessible. We would also like to express our appreciation to our incredible team who have worked so hard on bringing our games to life. It is with a heavy heart that we have to separate our ways, but we know that they will continue to bring their talent and passion to the industry in the future. We will do our best to help them find the best place to continue their careers. Although we may be closing our doors, the memories and experiences shared with the team and you and our fans will remain forever. Thank you for being a part of the journey and for making it an unforgettable one. Man, sucks. Bari, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, I mean, I played the first Origami game. The second one, I didn't get a chance to play. I heard they improved a lot because Origami was a cool game. Nice little stealth, kind of like old school, Tenchu type vibe game, or Ghost of Tsushima that's on a much smaller scale type game, which was cool. It was a cool stealth, let me go up to the rooftops and do stealth kills or, fight people and all that stuff type game. But it didn't really pan out well to gamers, I guess. I know it dropped in some of these services as well. It was in PlayStation Plus. It was in, the other platform services as well. But yeah, I don't think, gamers vibe to it. It didn't appeal to the masses. They should have put a a battle pass in there with X-Men characters that you can play with.
Wait, Bari, so are you telling me that a non-gas game also didn't succeed?
I mean, if you want to appeal to the masses, put that battle pass up in there and things like that. But not serious. On a serious note, though, it kind of sucks to hear, studio closing down because, like I said, the first game was pretty cool. But yeah, this is what happens. Gaming is a big risk sometimes, and things like this happen. But wish them the best of luck as far as their future endeavors and things like that within the gaming, industry.
Yeah, I agree. It really does suck to see, like, the game industry is such a volatile the gaming industry is such a volatile market, man. It's such a volatile industry. And I think that when it comes to, working within this industry, man, like one day you're on top, another day, you could be closing up shop, man. It's that volatile. It's that crazy. But I do hope that the devs do land on their feet. Hey man, PlayStation, throw out the job posting, man. You feel me? Holla at them, man. Pretty sure some great guys and girls over there at Lince Works, man. So I hope they do land on their feet.
It was a well written press release. Big shout out to them. Like I said, if you guys, they said the game's still gonna be available. I think part 2 has co-op in it or multiplayer in it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably didn't even hear about these games, to be honest with you, but it's pretty cool.
Yep. All right. Let's get these super chats real quick, man. Mac City, appreciate you for the super chat. It says, respect Bari. Fight for what you love. I love Xbox. Okay.
Oh yeah, Matt, that's a legendary Xbox. But wrong podcast though, Matt. But see you in the next vlog.
All right, and then shout out to Gaming Forte. Appreciate you for the super chat. It says, here to drop my offering to the House of WUPS. Great to see real gamers having real success on YouTube. Have a great gaming weekend, everyone. Appreciate you, Forte, man. Shout out to you. And then shout out to True Witty, man. Appreciate you for the super chat. All their games were on Game Pass. Guess True Witty, we're not gonna do that here, man. This is not the show for that, man.
True Witty doing a shot right there, man. But shout out to Forte, shout out to Slow Mo. How they do DPS podcasts. If you guys ain't subscribed, they have an actual channel where they upload DPS now. So, but they still do it interchange on their individual channels. So definitely shout out to those guys. They got a great podcast over there too. But yeah, True Witty, you try to throw that in there, boy. True Witty was like, oh, this ain't where Persona speaks.
But yeah, man, moving on. So let's talk about some sales real quick, Bari, man.
I blame you, Persona. That's your fault right there.
You hear me talking?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. What'd you say?
No, I said I blame you.
For what?
I was just joking. It never
Oh,
really.
my
So
fault.
I try to get you.
My fault. No. I'm chilling. So yeah, let's talk about everybody's favorite topic, Bari. Sales. Everyone's favorite topic that everyone hates to talk about, but still talk about anyway, even though they tell you, well, I don't work for the companies. I don't have any, stocks within these companies. So why would I care about the sales? Oh, and then, a game does successful or a game sells high or, console is number one. Oh, well, I'm so happy. So let's talk about it. So shout out to PlayStation 5, man, because PlayStation 5 really is killing it in a lot of different territories right now, Bari. Shout out to them in the UK. The UK mans them, you feel me? PlayStation 5 sales, them. The PlayStation 5 sales surged 300% in the UK during February. And a lot of that is in thanks to Hogwarts Legacy, which is already the sixth best-selling game of last month. So at a glance, the UK software market grew due to Hogwarts Legacy, which launched sales 100% bigger than last year's hit Elden Ring. PS5 sales surge, and DualSense Edge is the fourth biggest premium controller launch of all time. Oh my God, fire, right? Then shout out to Genki, man. If you guys aren't following Genki, he is a great guy. He posts a lot of great information and content. And he posts a lot of things about Japan and whatnot, and about the Japan numbers and games and all these different things. So shout out to Genki. And Genki he always puts out the Famitsu numbers every week as well.
Yo, my man Genki stepping up too. He got little bullet points on there. Okay, Genki, I see you, bruh. So Genki, he put out the Japan Famitsu numbers. So PlayStation 5 sold 78,000 in that week. And the other big highlights is that PlayStation 5 is going strong in Japan, now at 3 million units sold. It has been number one in Japan for 6 weeks in a row now. The supply chain issues are gone, Bari. And then last from Genki as well, he did a nice comparison kind of showing just how much more successful the PS5 is in Japan this year as opposed to last year. So for February 2022, PlayStation sold throughout the month of February 65,000 PS5s in Japan. This February 2023, it sold 366,982 PlayStation 5s in Japan with a 457% year-over-year growth. Ari, PlayStation is killing it on all fronts right now. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, this is what you see when the most demanded console out is finally available. You know what I mean? The supply is meeting the demand. As they come in, majority of people are buying it. The fact that now you can see them in stores and people can walk in, that's helping a lot. So PlayStation definitely lived up to what they were saying. They promised with fixing the SKU issues or whatever chipset issue that they had. And yeah, once people see that the console's available, they're buying it. You know what I mean? So it's a great thing to see, especially over in Japan. I know there's like a big scalping issue going on over there. And it looked like they mitigated a lot of that stuff, and everything is on the up and up over there. But yeah, sales and that stuff is really good to see this stuff, but it fluctuates. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people celebrating and get happy, but it's going to get to its moments where, people have it.
Look at Bari trying to cover all sides. Oh my God, he couldn't just be happy. He had to add in that caveat. That's why I said caveat.
It's mid.
It's mid, absolutely. This stuff is mid, man. And yeah, so I listen. Sales. As someone who prefers PlayStation, I like to see PlayStation do good. So I think it's cool to see, PlayStation doing pretty well. Especially with all of the supply chain issues and things that they experienced the first 2 years of the console. I definitely was like, yo, this definitely needs to be something that, I hope that they fix. And, it's definitely been fixed. Everything that they said that they were going to do, they've done. So we good now. Like we good. Like PlayStation is like, all right, we in our 3rd year. This is gonna be our glow up. You feel me? That live from PlayStation is definitely working. And they out here doing what they got to do, man. They got the games, they got the consoles, they got the content, they got it all, man. They killing it.
Yeah, the live from place. Like I said, the live from play. The marketing has been A1, and I feel like when it comes to PlayStation, the marketing has been so good is that they're not misleading anyone as far as what the console is capabilities are. You know what I mean? Like whatever they promoted, all those things are being implemented within the games. You know what I mean? So yeah, like when people was making fun or when people were celebrating, when Jim Ryan said like the games do the talking, yeah, the games are doing talking because the games are selling the console because they match up.
Yep. And you know, as great as PlayStation's doing, you know what I'm gonna say, Bari? You know what I'm gonna say, Bari? They need a showcase.
Oh yeah.
They need a showcase. What's going on here, Bari? What's going on here, brother?
That's
like
that's the cherry on top right there. Is that showcase?
PlayStation. I know you're listening. And I'm glad you are. What's going on?
I need PlayStation to have a showcase showing all the games people are going to skip out on when they release.
Facts.
Build the hype up for a good year or two. Everybody go, what?
Now, Bari,
right?
Bari, I want you to
when the game come out, excuses.
Bari, I want you to keep that same energy. Keep hold that thought and keep that energy. Because you know what we about to talk about, Bari? We about to talk about something that you have been getting cooked for on Twitter all week, and that is Forspoken. Forspoken. We got to talk about Square Enix and Forspoken, man, because you know, we've been very adamant about our love for Forspoken, but also its success, what we thought was a success. You know, it was charting on all charts in America, in your UK and Japan and all this other stuff. It was, you know, Famitsu gave it great scores or whatever. But clearly, Square Enix did not think that it was a success. But not only with Forspoken, a lot of their games they deemed within the last year was not successful. And in their briefing, talking about the last couple of quarters, one of the things that the president has said is net sales declined year over year in HD games subsegment, partially due to the release of major titles a year earlier that created a challenging year over year hurdle, but also because many of the new small and mid-sized titles we launched this year did not perform as well as we expected. And then on to the conversation of Forspoken, they also spoke about it, and they said reviews of Forspoken, which we released on January 24th, 2023, have been challenging. However, the game has also been received positive feedback on its action features, including its parkour and combat capabilities. So it has yielded results that will lead to improvement of our development capabilities of other games in the future. That said, its sales have been lackluster, and while the performance of the new title of new titles with February and March release dates will be the ultimate determinant, we see considerable downside risk of our fiscal year 2023 earnings. Sorry.
That's not a good last sentence.
Sorry. So that means Forspoken, Rhythm, what's the name of that game? Rhythm what?
Oh, Theater
Rhythm. And possibly Octopath Traveler 2 might not meet sales expectations for Square. Bari, I'm passionate about this as well, but you've been going at it on Twitter, and I've been enjoying it. So I want you, I'm going to let you take the lead here, and I'm going to follow suit, because I know whatever you say, I'm not going to be able to match. Not today. This week, chat, Bari is going to be the one in rare form, not me. And I want Bari, I want you to bring that Bronx energy with the question I'm about to ask you. You understand? So my question to you, Bari, is what's going on? Why are these games not meeting expectations? Star Ocean 6, Diofield Chronicles, Valkyrie Elysium, Forspoken, Octopath Traveler 2, theater rhythm. Is the pixel remaster also not gonna... What is going on, Bari? Speak from the heart.
Yeah, so before I get to all of that stuff, well, you know what? We'll lead up to Forspoken. So yeah, I can definitely see, people, gamers not buying every single game that Square Enix is releasing, especially in that 5-month span of especially last year they released a lot of games, right? A lot of games came out from Square Enix, and yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff to play, and these are not 10-hour experiences. These are not short experiences. These are pretty lengthy games, so I can definitely understand that. But it gets to the point where majority of the people are ignoring every single one of them. You know what I mean? I can understand, like, you're somebody that's a Square Enix fan and you miss out on 2 of these games or whatnot. These motherfuckers out here, they missing every single one of them. From Diofield to Star Ocean to Valkyrie Elysium to whatever that came out, every single one of them. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to buy them. I just feel that the culture that the gaming industry has cultivated, people don't want to take risks when it comes to purchasing games. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say risk is because, people are led to believe that, they play these games back in the day and they love these games and it's good to see these games come out. But eventually they would not buy these games day one sale. They wait till, a deep sale, what they always say. But yeah, I get it. Square Enix was definitely packing out a lot of these games. But my whole thought pattern is that regardless on when these games come out, there's always going to be a lot of these games coming out. You know what I mean? Like, you push it to this year, you're still going to have the same issue. You make it 2021, you're still going to have the same issue. Regardless, the release dates, when it comes to Square, because they have so much that they're coming out, is always going to be an issue. You know what I mean? It's just up to you, the gamer, to whether you want to buy it or not. A lot of people say that Square didn't do a good job promoting and all that stuff, but I think that's all excuses for people just not buy the game. Like, they definitely promoted these games, not to the extent that you're going to see something like a Final Fantasy 16 or a Final Fantasy 7 remake, because those are much more grander, more expensive games that they're creating. But I'm just sick and tired of the excuses that a lot of people are creating when it comes to these games. Now, when it comes to Forspoken, my mental thought pattern when it comes to Forspoken is that, a lot of people was calling this game a flop, or, this game failed before you got any type of data or metrics for the game. So people were saying before the game came out, people was already claiming that this game flopped. It's not doing well, blah, blah. It's not going to do well, blah, blah, blah. And the game proved a lot of people wrong, you know what I mean? Where it did chart on every region, every metric. US, UK, Europe. You know what I mean? The only real thing from what I was seeing that was not received well when it came to the game was the reviews, especially more on the Western side. Because just like you brought up my man Genki, where he's talking about, Famitsu's hardware information. Famitsu, Forspoken, it reviewed well. It was high rated. It was like a 37 or 36 or something like that out of 40, according to Famitsu. You know what I mean? So the reviews were definitely, lackluster, on an overall sense. But when people say the game flopped, they weren't really talking about, on a critical perception. They were talking about more from a sales perspective. And we didn't get no information from Square other than the game charted on the PlayStation Store digitally, top 10. It charted Metacritic, top 10. It charted UK, top 10. It charted Japan, top 10. So my angle was like, what basis are you saying the game flopped? What basis are you saying the game didn't do well? Because every information that we have right now currently is showcasing something differently. You know what I mean? Yeah, when Square Enix came out and said that the game was lackluster, that it was underwhelming as far as the sales, yeah, that's a different story, because they probably had a much higher prediction or what they wanted for the game to do and what it actually resulted to do. You know what I mean? So that's a big difference. So anybody talking about they cooking me and all that shit, what? So you ain't cooking shit because you ain't had no logic behind what you're saying other than hate. You know what I mean? For the game, there was no logic behind it. Just like any other game that have charted within, any type of region metric, you wouldn't be like, yo, the game flopped. But for some strange reason, even with Forspoken charting top 10, people want to talk about the game flop. Yeah, Square Enix say flop, then it's a different story. And we all know Square Enix is very finicky when it comes to what they deem as success and what they deem as a failure. Because we've seen not Forspoken, we see Square Enix say games that sold 6 to 8 million underwhelming when it comes to Tomb Raider, when it comes to Avengers. You know what I mean? Those games are underwhelming as well. You know what I mean? That sold more than 5 million. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just feel like when it comes to gamers don't want to buy shit. And they're opening a door that publishers and developers are looking at, where things are going to be dropping, or we're going to have a much more service-based industry where, okay, you don't want to take the risk. We're going to make these smaller type games and put them in this fucking service so you can subscribe to it for $10, $15 or $20 a month. That's what it seems like, because it seems like the games that people are interested in, they are now quote unquote playing or foot dipping because they're subscribed to a certain service. You know what I mean? Because let's say all those games did drop in the service, where you have people excuses about, the excuses will be eliminated, right? And that's what people are that's what these people are looking at. Square Enix talking about they're gonna mitigate any type of risk, or what they said. The year 2023 risk or whatnot. Let me look at this again.
They said that they said, you talking about that last sentence? So it says, That said, the sales have been lackluster, and while the performance of new titles with February and March release dates will be ultimate determinant, we see considerable downside risk to our fiscal year 2023 early earnings.
Downsides. So they're going to try to eliminate all the reds. And we already seen Forspoken. I keep saying Forspoken. They already seen Square Enix try to eliminate the reds. They want the blacks. And what they did, they sold off the Western studios, Crystal Dynamics, Montreal. So a lot of these games that people be clamoring for in these spaces and these YouTube videos that they love to buy, that they love to play back in the day, that these games get sequels, or they're getting remasters, or they're getting new versions of them, and people not buying, they're gonna downsize those risks now. You know what I mean? You're not going to see most of those games. You're going to see the bigger games that majority of people will buy, the Final Fantasy 16s, you know what I mean? The remakes of, older games, you know what I mean? That's what they're going to be focusing more, because they're seeing on their angle, this is what people are buying. You know what I mean? The smaller games, the Star Oceans, the people making these crazy ass excuses. Now, I had a conversation with my man, Wilson, earlier. And I was like, my man, Wilson ain't played the game at all. Okay. But he's out here talking about graphics, out here talking about crafting. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, how are you talking about these aspects and you ain't played a game, bro? Graphics is one thing, you know what I mean? I think Star Oceans looked amazing. If you're looking at a PlayStation 5 game, that's another one. Take full advantage of the PlayStation 5. Looks great. Star Oceans always had a distinct look from till the end of time. You know what I mean? When they went to 3D modeling and all that stuff with the characters, always from till the end of time to now, they always had a distinct look of how they look. You know, that's a Star Oceans game right when you see it. So now when people are talking about, they don't look at characters and all that stuff, I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? This is how Star Oceans look. It's a Star Oceans look. That's a more updated version of how the characters look. It's just all these excuses people create to not buy games. You know what I mean? Developers, publishers are going to try to figure out ways like, oh, these people don't want to buy games. What can we do? You're going to see a much heavier service base. The things that all these people that they're against. That's where gaming is going to go. from what I'm seeing, because you creating so much excuses not to buy a game. And I get it. Not every game people's gonna be interested in. Not every game you can buy right away. But at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, goddamn, how many excuses you gonna have for years upon years upon years after hyping shit up? That's my biggest issue. It's always people hyping shit up, bruh. And you don't buy stuff. You don't buy it. And it's not just Square Enix games. It's not just, you know, these Japanese titles, these smaller titles. It comes with a lot because people are more focused on what the reviews are. I'm not against reviews as far as people looking at reviews, but yo, people make the reviews their determining factor. People would ignore how they personally feel and how the interest that they have in the game due to the correlation of a reviews. You know, I'm like a Metacritic. I've seen it so many times where Persona, you already know, you sit in these spaces, you have these conversations, you listen to people like, yeah, okay, you hype for this game. I'm hyped for it too. We can't wait. Metacritic, come, yo, yeah, I'm about to, good thing I didn't buy that day one. Like, yeah, just see you hyped. You was interested in all the trailers. You was interested in all the gameplay stuff that they showed you. But due to the Metacritic score or review site score that got, the game ain't buggy. The game is functionally working. Now I see all the time people taking little jabs. Good thing I'm not one of those people that bought it day one. But I was just talking to you the other day, talking about you hype for the game. I'm sick and tired of seeing that shit, man, in the gaming community. It's fake. It's false. Because you're lying to the people. You're lying to yourself. And I'm sick and tired of it, bro. And a lot of these games are good. Now a lot of people are trying to bring up these quality excuses. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, how the hell are you speaking on quality? You don't have the experience with the game. You're not playing the game. What can you speak about quality? Now Star Oceans is not quality. You know what I mean? That game ran, I put over 100 and some hours in that game. Not one issue in that game. As far as quality, the looks, the graphics, 4K 60, using all the PlayStation features. That game is pristine. Whether you like the story or combat is a different story, but bringing up quality, you're full of shit. You're lying to people. Ain't putting out one lick of hours in the game, lying to people. Now people bringing up excuses talking about they share played the game.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell are you bringing up quality and you streaming the game, bro? Come on, man, I'm not dumb, bro. I've been playing games for a very long time. I've been in this community very long. I've seen and heard all the excuses. That's why I be coming at people in a certain way. Because I seen it all, man. I seen it all. You're not bullshitting me. You can't bullshit me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just weird, all these excuses that people come up with, man. Like, yo, are you here to play games? Are you here to play games for your enjoyment? Are you going to make people dictate you what you should be playing when these games come into service? That's what it eventually come down to, where publishers, developers are dictating what you should play, what you should like, because it's in a service. That's what you want gaming to be. You know what I mean? Yo, at the end of the day, you're going to have to buy shit. You're going to have to support shit if you want the games that you want to come out, to keep coming out. I'm surprised that Level 5 is coming out with a new game. My bad. This is the last thing I'm done. I know I'm talking. Level 5 about to come out with a dope-ass game, Apocalypse, or Deca Police, however you want to
Deca
pronounce
Police.
It. Right?
Yeah, it's called Deca Police.
I see mad people bringing up hype. Like, yo, Level 5 is back. Yeah, man. Woo! 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 Watch when that game come out, Persona. Watch when that joint come out. Crickets. It's not going to do well. Then the news articles like, oh, Level 5 closing up. You see, well, they should put out quality. They should make it cook.
For the people that claim,
they should make it cook some more.
Especially for the people that's like clamoring for that turn-based, like they trying to shit on Final Fantasy for it being turn-based, not being turn-based. And it's like, all right, well, you gonna buy this? Are you gonna buy that? Are you gonna buy this and that? It's like, yo,
it's just a lot of talking points, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot,
and it gets tiring hearing it, man.
Yeah, I think going, just kind of like going back to what you were saying about, like just people not buying games, and I think I've said this a million times, man. And I'll always say it, man. I think a lot of people are they're looking to other people to determine what they should play. And I'm somebody where, especially it's always funny to see like the main people that are like that are the ones who claim that they've been gaming since they were like 5 years old, right? And my whole thing is like, I have been gaming since I was 4 years old. And for me, I can look at a game and determine if it's something that I'm going to like or enjoy. I don't really need, I don't need reviews. I don't really need that type of stuff to tell me if a game is a good or not, or if it's a game I should play or not. If I'm looking at a game and I think, oh, damn, this looks dope, I want to try this out, I'm going to grab it. Now, obviously, I get that everybody's pockets ain't built the same, which I understand. But I do think that when it comes to how this community moves and operates, my whole thing is more so about people speaking on the games without having played them. Forspoken is the perfect example. You haven't touched it, you haven't played it. Yeah, they did. And listen, I'm not going to put it all on. I do think that the devs messed up with putting out the demo the way they did, because I think that also hurt the sales a bit. I do. But one of the things that I noticed, especially when the game first came out, was people were shitting on the dialogue, shitting on this and on that and all this other stuff. And then I got into the game and played the game, and I'm like, yo, it's nothing like what you're talking about. That was where my issues was, especially for the people who didn't play the game. And this happens entirely too often. This is one of the reasons why I don't do too many debates anymore. One, a lot of you people are way too fucking emotional, respectfully. But two, we debating on games you haven't played. Why would I do such a thing?
They want to go in depth too, right?
Yeah, but you can't go in depth because you ain't played the game.
Yo, one of my things when it comes to the demos, and you already heard this on WUPS. What I always say, I like demos that start from the beginning and then you can continue over. What you say? People was against that. They was like, nah, man, I don't think they should do that. They did. I think
they should have did that. I think
Still
they
should buy the game.
Yeah, and I think they should have did that, because playing Forspoken from the beginning, you definitely get to see, seeing how everything played out. It kind of probably stopping like right at that Tantasila fight. That would have been a good start, a good demo to have, and that would have carried over to the full game.
Yo, nah, that would be way long. Yo, that's like good 30 hours in.
No,
when you get to Tantas. Well, for me,
no, not no Tantasila. That's like 4 or 5 hours, man.
Hell nah.
Yeah, it is. What you talking about, dude? That's the first boss you fight.
Yes, but you don't get to her not no 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, you can, or you can have that section. But in terms of the other,
she come in with that doppelganger like later, and then you build up the courage to go to see her, and then you have to go through all of that stuff.
I'm talking about the Tantasila. That stuff is not. It's not a whole. I don't want to argue with that, but we'll talk about that offline. But my whole thing is with the other games too, like Valkyrie Elysium, Star Ocean, Diofield, all this other stuff. Yo, these are great games, man. Valkyrie Elysium was a great game, man. I enjoyed that game. I enjoyed that story and everything else. Star Ocean, I loved what I played of it. I still got to finish that. And I don't know, man. I just feel like the way the place that the community is in, Metacritic gonna be the end of the game, man.
It doesn't matter how these games come out. It doesn't matter what they do. It's always going to have an excuse of how people not buying it. You know what I mean? Some games might sell better than some because there's much more, marketing or mass appeal to it. But it's just impractical for every company to be having the same type of marketing that you're going to do for a game like Final Fantasy 16 or you're going to do for like Horizon or God of War. It's not practical. You're not going to do that for every game that you come out, because not every game is on the same scale. But even when a game like Final Fantasy 16, the same excuses going to come with that shit. People going to have their excuses, whether or not, not to buy that game too. I'm just tired of all the excuses, man. I'm tired of the pre-talk. Then when it's time to, play, it's Nah, I'm good.
Cricket,
You know what I mean? That's one title.
But yo, let me get these super chats. Shout out to True Witty. Appreciate you, man, for the super chat. He says, Forspoken is an awesome game, even though it failed. Appreciate it, man.
It definitely underwhelming, but it's still a great game in my opinion.
Nobody's
not acknowledging the fact that, you know, they said it's lackluster. Nobody's damage controlling that.
Yep.
I'm just saying that it's a great game that people are missing out on.
And then shout out to Mac Entertainment. He says, I haven't heard J-Dub Capping Point or trash ass review. Yo, brother, what you doing, man?
Yeah, that's Mac.
Like, nah, bro, like, calm down with that shit, man. I hope it continues. You keep giving me real Sony news, no capping here. And then shout out to Blaze, man. Appreciate you gifting 5 memberships. And then shout out to True Witty. Appreciate you, man, for the super chat. He says, gamers these days are cheap and the model will change. Of course the model will change, 100%.
Yeah. Everybody that's against, everybody has these strong stances about, the gaming industry becoming service-based and all this stuff. If you look at the excuses, that's what you want. You want the same shit. You're complaining about the same thing that the platform that you rally against. You know what I mean? I don't want the industry to go down all these services, but that's how you sound. That's what you want, because eventually that's what you're leading up to with all these fucking excuses that you have. There's no other hobby you go into. You hitting them with all these excuses. They gonna kick your ass out that hobby.
No facts. Gaming is the only hobby where you don't have to play the games to be a part. Man, let me shut up, man.
Exactly.
you don't gotta play. Exactly. You don't have to play the games to speak on the games, man. Shit crazy. You can't go into
no basketball club and you're not hooping. They're gonna look at you like, what the fuck are you doing here, bro?
Facts. What's facts?
You know what I mean?
Hey, shout out to Shot City Gamer. Appreciate you for super chats. There's a lot of frauds in this community and a lot of capping in those Twitter spaces. Absolutely.
Everybody have this love for gaming.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They get in these diatribes and be like, yo, oh my God, I love gaming, bro. It's my existence. It's my life. Yep. I love to play games. And then when it comes to the playing a game part, I'm like, you're not doing none of that, bro. Everything is an excuse. You ain't got the time. You ain't got the bread. You ain't got enough is enough, man. And I get it. I understand. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but it's just like years on years on years of hearing excuses. Just get tired of it, yo.
Yep.
Especially a game that you love that people was bashing that didn't play. Oh yeah, I'm going to be on your ass. This doesn't have to be Forspoken, bro. This could be any game that I love and I think is great, and somebody bashing it and ain't play it. Oh, I'm on your ass. That's it.
No facts. And then shout out to Viper Reef's Corner. Appreciate you for the super chat. So sometimes it's also about the hot new topic to discuss on YouTube and Twitter. They have FOMO and want to be a part of the conversation, so they come with these generalizations and fake news. Yo, Jack said, true gaming has been compromised. We're due for a crash. I agree, man. I think a reset definitely needs to happen. Because from the developers to the community and stuff like that, a lot of things aren't lining up or aren't moving in the direction that they should be. So I agree with that 100%. But let's move on, man. Let's get through some of this news.
At the end of the day, before we move, Persona, Forspoken was lackluster. The sales were not good according to Square Enix. They had a beautiful patch update that came the other day. Hopefully you guys pick it up. A lot of these games that you guys currently has skipped last year, from Star Oceans, from Valkyrie Elysium, from Dealfield Chronicles, Harvestella, all these games that you guys said, I'm gonna wait for a sale. Lucky enough for you, wait for sailors, there's a up to 70% sale in the PlayStation Store right now that got all them games in there. Let's see you go and support those or buy those games now that you have a sale. I see games that have like 60% off, 30% off, 50% off. It's on a sale. Are you gonna buy them? I'm pretty sure you're not. Full of shit. But my bad, Persona.
Yep, no doubt. All right, man. Let's get through some of this other news, man. And Bari, we're gonna talk about another favorite topic that people in the community just can't stop talking about, man. And it's like every time we try to get away from this topic, it just creeps back up, man. You try to ignore it, and it's always in your face. Pause. And I think you know what I'm talking about, Bari. Unfortunately, we got to talk about this Activision Blizzard deal. Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately, man. Like, you know, you try to get out and you get pulled back in. All right, so it's a number. It's a bit here, Bari. Let me paint the picture. And then we're gonna talk. You feel me? We're gonna talk.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So the first thing is Microsoft confirmed that it will let Sony put Call of Duty on PS Plus day one. And then, however, Sony has alleged that offers could reliate and on unsustainable licensing costs, which would force it to raise prices. So essentially, PlayStation is against the idea of putting COD on PS Plus day one because it would force them to up the price of PlayStation Plus in order to maintain a game like COD being in the service at the price that you know that they're going to be asking for. So they're against that, Bari. The second thing is
they stated that for the longest.
Yep. The second thing is Sony has word that Microsoft will sabotage Call of Duty for the PlayStation. And the quote here is pretty interesting, man, where it says, Microsoft might release a PlayStation version of Call of Duty where bugs and errors emerge only on the game's final level or after later updates. Even if such degradations could be swiftly detected, any remedy would likely come too late, by which time the gaming community would have lost confidence in PlayStation as a go-to venue to play Call of Duty. Indeed, a Modern Warfare 2 attest, Call of Duty is most often purchased in the first few weeks of release. If it became known that the game's performance on PlayStation was worse than the Xbox, Call of Duty gamers could decide to switch to Xbox for fear of playing their favorite game at a second class or less competitive venue. Wow. What a quote. And then the third thing, Bari, yo, this is crazy. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan reportedly said, I don't want a new Call of Duty deal. I want to block your merger. First off, that's some gangsta ass shit if that's really what he said, man. That's some gangsta shit. And this information,
stop the deal.
This information comes from Lulu Chang Maservi, who is the CCO at Activision. And essentially she says Microsoft offers Sony, the dominant console leader for well over a decade with 80% market share, a 10-year agreement on far better terms than Sony would have ever got from us. We've also offered Sony guaranteeing long-term access to Call of Duty, but they keep refusing. Why? And then she says the CEO of SIE answered that question in Brussels. In his words, I don't want a new Call of Duty deal. I just want to block your merger. And apparently this was said on February 21st of this year. So,
yo, this is what I've been telling people. PlayStation it's not about them can put in the service. It's
allegedly. All
bad.
of this is allegedly, because you know, there's no recordings of this or nothing. So allegedly, yeah. But go ahead.
But I'm saying, like, it's not about any of that. It's about PlayStation not wanting to talk to Microsoft when it comes to these type of deals. They don't want them to be in the boardroom. They don't want them to be in the office where they have to go into Microsoft to talk to one of the biggest games on the platform. You'll be way too much in the known of what PlayStation is doing with a game like that, because Microsoft have the leverage where they can fine tune certain things or do certain things to find out what PlayStation is doing or what deals that they have going on and things like that. Jim is trying to avoid all of that. That's why he don't give a damn about no deal. You already came at him with an inadequate deal with the whole 3-year bullshit. And he's not trying to deal with it. He's trying to get this whole thing blocked because he knows what y'all up to. You can look at games like, a lot of people say about the whole, having, bugs or degradation in the titles that Microsoft will own. They want to avoid that as a reach, which it kind of is a reach, but there's some type of basis to it where it's not necessarily like buggy or running bad, but you can eliminate things like not take full advantage of the console. You know what I mean? Because you want parity. Or look at a game like Psychonauts 2. Yeah, it's on the PlayStation platform, but it's not on PlayStation 5. You get what I'm saying? But it's on Xbox One, it's on Xbox Series X, S, where it take full advantage of that console. But you also on the other platform that it's not taking full advantage of. That's those things they want to avoid as well. So, say the PlayStation game, Microsoft owns it, you want to use a DualSense. Nah, they can be like, we're giving you the game on your platform, but no DualSense features, none of that, not supporting that. That's what they're trying to avoid. You know what I mean? Yeah, people gonna look at it as, you're reaching, but that's the things that they don't want to deal with when it comes to their major competitor. But yeah, I'm with Jim, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, you put your best foot forward the first time. You're not going to come into an interview with your tie untied and your blazer or your suit all ripped up or your shirt all ripped up. You know what I mean? The first impression is the best impression. So you come into them with your deal the first time, that's what you really want. That's your true intentions. So they looking at it like, yeah, all the little fluff talk about 10 years and put it in PlayStation Plus, that's all coming after the fact that we shut your shit down. You know what I mean? We putting out this block in place. The first thing is the true thing that you wanted to put out. That's the true side of you. And they was like, nah, we're not trying to do no deal. We're trying to block this joint, so I have to go and have these conversations with you. Pretty much. And I've been telling people that for the longest, but people don't want to listen.
Yep. Yeah, I think, with a lot of this stuff, man, it's like I said before with like the Lulu person. I feel like, 'cause she's been like really, she kind of been on like some fanboy shit, man. Like a lot of stuff she's been posting that I've been seeing come across my timeline comes off very fanboyish, but I think for her,
it's not professional.
Yes, I'm very unprofessional. But for her, I get it because she's getting, as an executive in the company, she's going to get a huge payout as well. So she's fighting for the deal so she could get that bread. Like she's got monetary gain from this. So I get it. She wants the check. I ain't mad at that. It is what it is, right? But I think
that's how you're gonna act though. Like,
yeah, I just think it's very unprofessional.
I'm like, it's not professional at all.
Yeah, a lot of her actions is very unprofessional though. I think, man. But I think when it comes to what Jim Ryan is saying, I definitely do. I understand what he's saying, man. Especially with PlayStation, their whole thing is quality. They everything is quality with them, and if they have to go through Microsoft and do all that stuff, that might jeopardize not just Call of Duty, but a number of other things as well, because now they understand how PlayStation does business behind the scenes, where now they can go and get the one up on that, a lot of that stuff. And
like
that's
a game like that. Yep.
That's a big conflict of interest. So,
and this had been a common thing that Jim Ryan had been portraying, where he wants PlayStation, the platformers, the gamers to have the best experience here on the console side. That's why you're going out with these third-party deals. That's why you've seen a lot of these pushes for exclusive missions or whatever. They're going out heavy because, they want we want to incentivize people buying a PlayStation. Microsoft is in a different ballpark where they're trying to eliminate incentivizing things, where they just want to put it on everywhere. You know what I mean? Two business philosophies are different. One has to be a little bit more frugal what they do because they don't have as much in a war chest of what people want to say. They don't have, the bigger branches supporting what they do. PlayStation is the branch that support what the others do. So it's a different philosophy as far as how you want to do business. So what's good for Microsoft or what Microsoft can do doesn't really equate to what PlayStation can do as far as how they want to treat PlayStation and how they want to incentivize pushing their platform. And that's where people's getting mixed up because Microsoft does this. Why PlayStation can't do it? No, the philosophy of the business is different.
Yep.
It's not how it goes.
And then when it comes to like putting stuff on PS Plus and all this other stuff, a lot of that stuff seems like desperation, honestly. Like, I don't know, man. A lot of stuff just seems desperate and again, like just so easily be forthcoming of stuff like that. And I can understand the sabotage because that was a great example of Psychonauts 2. There is no PS5 version of Psychonauts 2, and we just getting the PS5 version of the Outer Worlds.
Just now.
Just now. Yeah, just now, So it's like, there's examples there in the wild where it's like, it makes sense, you know. And the fact that people would think, oh no, this company wouldn't do that. I need you guys to stop saying that stupid shit, right? Because these companies are not friends. They don't care about this, about none of that stuff, bro. They care about being on top, pause. And they're willing to do whatever they need to do to get there. And so that's it. Like nothing more, nothing less. So cut this, oh yeah, you know, they care about me. They don't care about you, man. None of them do. They don't care about you. But yeah, that's enough with this deal. Because I'm tired. Honestly, I'm tired of talking about this, seeing this.
I'm tired of this deal, man. Real talk. Like, block it. Get it over with. Let's keep it moving.
I'm tired of seeing that bullshit on my timeline and all that, man. It's annoying. But anyway, let's go through some rapid fire news real quick, Bari. So, Attack on Titan is coming to Fortnite. It might even be out already if I'm not mistaken.
They got like a new city or whatnot in there too.
Yeah, it's a new city. Called. Yeah, here we go, Mega City. So, Fortnite is adding Attack on Titan, and there's a new city called Mega City, which I think is, you know, Fortnite, man. They really have been like,
that's great.
I ain't gonna lie, this looks like really cool. I ain't gonna lie. It's actually really crazy how much Fortnite is like been staying relevant throughout these years, man. Like they really have like got the formula, no cap.
This is what Square Enix need to do with all their games. Every single game that you come out with, make sure you have a battle pass. It's free to play. Make sure you do all these licensing agreements with, you know, Marvel and, you know, anime and all that stuff. And people gonna play your game.
Yep. So shout out to Fortnite, man. You know, let me know.
This is what you guys want.
Let us know if y'all gonna pick that up, man. This is Battle Royale's Chapter 4 Season 2. And then another quick thing.
Not gonna lie though, bro. Fortnite gets me all the time when like they have Attack on Titan on here. I'll boot the game up, buy the characters, get like a win or two, and then bounce and never play it again until they get like a new game.
Yo, and like you moving around with the Attack on Titans with their I forgot what you call the things they had. I forgot what they were called, but
the gear thing.
Yeah.
I forgot the name too.
That's crazy, man. Like it's crazy how much they've like updated this game and kept this game alive. You know, shout out to Fortnite. And then another bit of news, quick news. Exoprimal has gotten a release date. It's releasing July 14th on PlayStation 5. I believe PS4 as well, PS4 and PS5. And there's an open beta happening March 17th for Exoprimal. Another bit of news, man. Ys 10 Nordics. We got some new details, man, and we finally know the name of the girl and that we've been seeing in a lot of the screenshots. So obviously that's Adol Kristen, and the girl, her name is Karja Varta, and it speaks on the cross battle system with this game, which seems pretty cool. So Bari, there's going to be two different battle systems that we're going to have here. One is going to be the solo mode, where it's going to be more so for speed and consecutive attacks. And then the second mode is going to be called combination mode for power, offense, and defense. So this is where you and your character, Karja, you both will attack in unison, and your attacks will carry more oomph, and you'll also be able to defend bigger attacks and bigger blows and whatnot. I got to be honest, Bari, this game, Ys 10 is looking great. I definitely see the step up here, the glow up with these screenshots, man.
Guess we're not going to see it, the masses, because it's not appealing to the masses. That's what the excuse is going to happen when nobody buy this game. Let me check.
Yo, you wild, bro.
But nah, I like it, man. Ys always had a fun combat. One of my favorite RPG series. Adol Kristen is one of my favorite RPG characters. I love the hell out of Ys, man. So the scene that this game is continuing getting like, you know, more iterations, I'm all for it. Ys, like I said, fun fact, is my first RPG I ever played, Ys 3. But yeah, I like what they're doing there with the combination mode, because it reminds me like a fighting game mechanic, like, you know, like a BB tag thing where you have like that. You know, it's not just like a assist, but it's more so like a cross tag thing where you're just like, okay, we're doing attacks, and we're interchanging between attacks, and we're doing attacks at once. Like, yeah, it definitely sounds fun. It's definitely going to mix up the combat, because Ys is typically like you have one character do their solo thing, you switch on over, do their solo thing, but it's never anything like in combination or any type of correlation between them attacking the enemies and whatnot. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. It looks fun. New character looks great. The game looks amazing in my opinion. But people's gonna bring up quality and it's mid, man. That at the end of the day, that's just what it is. Persona, the excuse is gonna hit. The Metacritic score gonna hit. And then people just gonna fall back. You know what I mean? That's how I'm going into things now. When I see the hype and all that stuff for all these games, I'm just looking at it with a side eye like, we'll see you on release date. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. I mean, listen, I definitely think that Ys 10 looks dope, man. It definitely looks like a glow up. You feel me? And I can't wait for this game. I'm definitely there day one. There's no news if it's going to be releasing worldwide simultaneously. It looks like it's probably going to release in Japan first and then come to the West later. I hope that's not the case, but that's looking like what it's going to be.
Typically, that's what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yep. And then
majority of them does that. Like, it released to Japan first and the West couple of because they do that for the localization.
Yep. But Bari, since we're on the topic of like sales and games being bought, right? Let's talk about the top PlayStation Store downloads real quick. So this is for February, man, and Hogwarts Legacy, no surprise there, took the cake when it comes to PS5 most bought games. Hogwarts Legacy is number one in both US and EU. The other standouts,
well deserved, great game.
The other standouts is The Last of Us Part 1 in America, number 6 for February.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that.
Yep, number 6 of February, so that's a big thing, and it's number 7 in EU. So the show absolutely is resurrecting themselves
up there because the VR push.
Yep. And then GT7 in the EU and is number 8 and number 11 in America. And then shout out to Wild Hearts, man, number 10, man. Even though like I had high hopes for this games and what I played just didn't resonate with me as much as I hoped it would. I am happy to play
a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm playing a little bit more, but what I was feeling,
you know what's shocking about this, Persona? My bad, yo. Call of Duty number 5, bro. Call of Duty is normally like top 3 every single time.
Yeah. That Modern Warfare 2 is doo-doo. and then shout out to 14 not 14 Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales making it to number 14 in the list, which I think is good. And the God of War number 18. Shout out to God of War making that top 20 for digital.
Like a Dragon Ishin number 17. Is that a flop?
According to the community, it is.
Sheesh.
Shout out to that, and then let's look at these PSVR 2 games, Bari, because these PSVR 2 games tell a very interesting story. So we know PSVR released in February, and the most downloaded game and most bought game was Kayak VR for both US and EU, which I'm very surprised at, honestly. I gotta grab this because I'm wow.
Bruh, it's a cool game, and not everything gotta be zombies, and I gotta be. Sometimes you just want to chill and just, pedal, man.
Yes, sir. And then Pavlov, number 2, which, Pavlov is a great PSVR 2 game. If there's one game you need to buy if you're buying a PSVR 2, Pavlov is definitely it. Horizon, Call of the Mountain. Shout out to Horizon, Call of the Mountain. No surprise there, man. I'm glad this is getting supported, getting played by the PSVR 2 community. Star Wars, Tales from the Galaxy Edge, number 4, which I love. This is a great game. Pistol Whip, number 5 in US. Moss Book 2, Bari, number 6 in America and number 5 in EU, man. That's good stuff. But yeah, this is looking like a solid list, man. People are definitely supporting these PSVR 2 games, which I think is really good.
Yo, right? That's a good point somebody brought up in the chat.
What?
No Octopath, top 20, digital. Square. Listen, you're not going to see Octopath 3. I know that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell you what's the issue with Octopath now? Is it the quality? Should they make it cook a little bit longer? Is it not appealing to the masses? Let me know what is about Octopath now where people ain't buying it. That's a great RPG games.
That's a great point, bro. Like Octopath 2 not in the top 20. Let me see if it's in the top 20 on PS4. Nope. Nope.
I can't wait to hear excuses now.
The crazy thing is Octopath Traveler 2 is a great game, bro. That is a great game that I know people would love, man. Wow, that's crazy. Jeez.
Real talk, if VR wasn't out, I'd have been beneficial Octopath. I got like 60-something hours in that game. I'm loving it. Amazing. Yep. I found my little Kate farming spot. I'm leveling up crazy.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? So, and then the other bit of rapid fire news, real quick, Bari. Streets of Rage 4 just released a new update today, man. Major, and it's free. Streets of Rage 4 got an update where it's got new co-op moves, 300 plus in-game improvements, brand new custom survival mode for its DLC, and a 50% discount across Steam, PS4, and the Switch. Limited time. Shout out to .mu.
Yeah. All your excuses that you didn't buy Streets of Rage 4, it's eliminated. It's a sale, new update, brand new survival mode. Hopefully that appealed to the masses.
Yep. And then Robocop, we finally got to look at some gameplay for Robocop. And because at Namcon, they had their showcase this week, so they showed off a little bit of the Robocop gameplay, which I gotta be honest, Bari, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging this Robocop, man. I think it's pretty cool. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I like the visual look and everything of it. I did have an issue with the voice. You know what I mean? I like I said, I still gotta keep listening to it. Maybe I get used to it, or maybe it will hit. But overall, I think they nailed the aspect of Robocop. You know what I mean? Have his serious tones, but also have his cheesy, kind of stuff that's going on there as well. And I'm looking forward to it. It's pretty much going to be like an open world Robocop game where you're walking around and stopping crimes and all that stuff. Pretty much what you will expect or what you will want in a Robocop game. So I'm there for it. I'm there for it. Shout out to Namcon, man, because they put out a lot of work. They put out a lot of games. Some of them is hits. Well, some of them is okay hits, and some of them are misses. But this one looked like it's going to be a good one. Hopefully, people support it. Right.
Yep. So yeah, shout out to Robocop. I'm very
the gun stuff too.
I'm
man.
very
like aiming. Yep. Have that old school vibe to it.
Very excited for Robocop. I'm definitely gonna pick this up and play this, man. I love Robocop the movie, so this is definitely a day one. So shout out to this Robocop coming out September 2023, and we'll see it then. And then
he split his joint crazy, boy. Oh my god, the gore, I love it.
And then the last bit of news, man. Let's talk about something that I'm actually surprised happened. No bullshit, Bari. Warner Bros. And Rocksteady have delayed, according to Jason Schreier, this isn't confirmed by Rocksteady or anybody yet, so this is still speculation, but it's looking like it might be true. But Warner Bros. And Rocksteady have delayed Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League once again from May to later this year, according to a person familiar. A showcase of the game during the PS5 during a PlayStation stream last month was poorly received by fans. The delay also moves Suicide Squad out of a crowded release window, which has Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Final Fantasy, and whatnot. Yo, Bari. Wow. Wow. Bari. Suicide Squad delayed, apparently, allegedly. Nothing's confirmed yet, but let's play around with the idea that it is. And the reason why it's delayed is because of the public perception. Now, Bari, when we watched this, we were both digging the gameplay, digging what the game was and all this other stuff. But a lot of people were shitting on the game, Bari. They weren't feeling the gameplay. They weren't feeling the moves. They weren't feeling none of that stuff, man. They just weren't feeling that stuff, man. What's going on here, brother?
Yeah, this is one of the things I call BS when it comes to people's criticisms. You know what I mean, with the game, because a lot of people will lead up. A lot of people, everything after this first sentence I'm going to say is all entirely bullshit when it comes to a lot of people's thoughts on Justice League. I mean, not Justice League, Suicide Squad. They will say it shouldn't have been gas, and then they will speak about whatever else, right? Gameplay, look, visuals, and all that stuff. All the other stuff is all complete BS. They don't give a crap. They don't give 2 cents about the gameplay, the graphics, the characters. They don't care nothing about that shit. The main criticism that people have when it comes to Suicide Squad is that it's a games as a service game. And a lot of people have this negative notion or connotation when it comes to games as a service games, that the game is going to be padding. They're going to be padding certain things, or they're gonna lock you in with season passes and microtransactions and things like that, which majority of them is not the case. You have those outliers that have that put a bad stain on them, but it is what it is. Overall, it's kind of shocking to me because, in my opinion, I thought the game looked pretty cool on a gameplay perspective. A few things I would have liked to see more is melee combat, where they do have the finishers and things like that, but you kind of want to mix the gameplay up. You don't want to just have the shooting, and this so dependent on what class of weapon, as far as when it comes to artillery, on. You know what I mean? Have like a backup melee. I didn't see any of that in the game. So yeah, hopefully they can implement stuff like that when it comes to actual criticisms on the gameplay. All the bullshit people talking about, no character look different. I don't know. These are people that don't show no gameplay. They suck at games. I don't know why or anybody with common sense will even listen to these motherfuckers. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? What can you share, or what insight that you have when it comes to gameplay that, you know what I mean, that is, you get what I'm saying? Like, what are you sharing? You're not sharing nothing. If you do, it's generic as hell. You know what I mean? So I don't understand what it is when it comes to when people talk about gameplay, the characters don't look different. I can clearly see each character is moving different. Each character have different tech. They even went and explained in the fucking video presentation how each character moves different. Harley has back tech or wing tech to move around. Captain Boomerang is using some teleportation with like the Speed Force kind of thing. Deadshot is using his classic, jetpacks and things like that. And then people have the art, and then Nanaway or Killer Shark, I don't even know how he's moving. He's doing like some Gotham Knights when it comes to my man, what's his name? The Red Hood movement. He's the floating. You know what I mean? Whatever they do for him, they do for him. But I'm just like, yo, how are people not seeing that that's different movements and different things that people are doing? Just because you see a dash doesn't mean that they're not moving differently as far as the execution of the dash. It just looked dumb. But this is what majority of the people are saying, because a lot of people are using these things and they're saying these things, but overall, at the end of the day, they just don't want a games as a service. Suicide Squad, Killer Justice League can have all the same gameplays that everybody have these criticisms for. But if that shit was like a single player, not games as a service, you would have no complaint. There will be no delays. Trust me. There will be no delays at all. People think that games as a service and you got to surround yourself as a games as a service when it comes to gameplay, already they dismissing it. You could change the gameplay as far as what it could. Let's say you have any critiques of the gameplay and they actually listen and do what you what you want when it comes to the gameplay. If it's still games as a service, they still not buying it. Because that's the main criticism. Games as a service. Not gameplay, not characters, not story. None of that is games as a service. My bad.
My whole thing is, a lot of these people, they say, they shouldn't use guns, they should have used melee, but you had a game like that with Avengers and you shat on that game as well. So, I don't think the fact that they're using guns is the thing either. I think a lot of people are just, their hate for games as a service, like they see and hear that and they just see red. Like they don't think rationally when it comes to what the game actually is. Is the game fun? Is the game good? My whole thing with games as a service, I keep saying this shit. I've been saying it for the longest time and I'm gonna keep saying even after the fact. You know, if the content is there day one, if it's fun, if it's got a roadmap and able to support effectively, then that's what matters. That's what goes into it. A lot of people are just seeing games as a service and writing the game off, and it's like you don't play these games, so like you don't really understand what's going into it. You know, like you just know that you hate these games because there's a battle pass or because, you know, there's certain things there that you can buy with real world money. Oftentimes, games as a service is associated with having to grind in games, and I'm like, you know, every game isn't necessarily built like that, right? And even the ones that are built like that, I mean, if the gameplay loop is fun enough, again, those things aren't really that big of a deal. In the case of Suicide Squad, I feel like this game was always going to get shit on regardless, just off the strength of people wanted, you know, Rocksteady to be making a Superman game or, you know, make another Batman or whatever the case may be. Like, I feel like Suicide Squad just was always going to have that negative public reception. So, you know, if this is true, I think that sucks, man. Like, really and truly, I think that sucks.
What they said the delay is still this year or is out the year? That's the determining factor. Like, Q4, is it sucks or not to me?
So Jason Schreier is saying Q4 of this year. But, you know, Bari, if shit is getting delayed with no date for like when it's coming in the future, it might not even make that Q4 deadline, bro. But my whole thing is like,
see their quarterlies as far as, because everybody Q4 is not the same when it comes to business. You know what I mean? So
my whole thing is, what can you really change? You know, like the stuff that's in the game is so baked in. I don't see them effectively changing anything unless they scrap the game and go make something entirely different.
Bro,
like
that's
straight
what
up.
I'm saying. It's not about the gameplay, because the gameplay is already what it is. Like, yeah, I can see them probably adding like more melee, probably another class of weaponry, like a bat or hammer or whatever.
So JC is saying that JC is saying that they're saying it's for polish and not gameplay. I don't know, man. It looked pretty polished to me.
It looked pretty smooth to me.
It looked pretty good to me, man. I don't know what necessarily needs to be polished in that, but you know, then again, you know, they're the developers, so it is what it is, man.
It's just because the game. So you remember that rant I had on here when it came to Babylon Fall?
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep.
How people, everybody before everybody knew that Babylon Fall was a live service game. What people were saying, this game looks amazing. Oh my god, Platinum Square Enix crossover. I remember seeing so many people talk about where's Babylon Fall? That gameplay looked great. Where's Babylon Fall? Right?
Mm-hmm.
They announced that this is gonna be a live service game. They packed that shit up, boy. They said, what? Live service? I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
All of the things that you were interested in the gameplay that they showed, looking interesting, all that stuff went out the window when it got announced that it's a live service game.
Yep.
This is why I know people are BSing. These are not fan feedback. This is not feedback. They just don't want a live service game. Look at Avengers. So many people that ignored Avengers.
And Avengers got a lot of free content.
What you said?
Avengers got a lot of free content, a lot of things you could do in that game after you beat the story.
But look, we're not even gonna get there, Persona. Look at this. What's the major complaint about Avengers? It's live service. Shouldn't be live service. I don't want no Marvel game live service. It should be a single player story.
But
Avengers
that's in the
got
game,
a whole fucking story in the game. Before you get to the actual games as a service, live service stuff, you have to play the single player component.
Yep.
8-10 hour story, 12 hours depending on your difficulty. But they didn't know that because they ignored it because they saw a live service tag on it.
Yep.
Whole full feature rich story talking about all the characters, the Avengers reassembling. They just skipped it because they thought the game don't have a single player story. Craziness.
Which is crazy because it has that. It has like before you get to the Avengers Initiative, which is the, I guess multiplayer live service portion of the game, you have to play through the whole story, which is about 10 hours.
Exactly.
It's like a 10-hour story. with like and it's a really nice fleshed out story. I thought that story was really good.
About Miss Marvel trying to reassemble all the Avengers after D-Day.
Yep. Which was great. I thought they did great with that.
They didn't know because
they didn't.
Saw the tag.
But they didn't know because they didn't play it. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the show, Bari. People speaking on games they have no experience on. Experiences outweigh opinions. Experiences outweigh opinions, man. Respectfully.
You got to play the single player story before you even get to the live service.
Yep.
And they still ignored it. They didn't know.
And then shout out to True Ready for the super chat. It says, but Outer Worlds is not utilizing the PS5. And then he says, wasn't Superman, shout out for the other super chat, he says, wasn't Superman in Fortnite using guns? LOL, the cap.
Superman's in there. Yeah. Superman was in the Fortnite?
Yeah, they had a DC crossover with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. But let's move on, man. At the end of the day, man, like, a lot of people aren't going to buy the games, man. A lot of people weren't going to buy this game anyway. It's the same thing with everything else. It's people hating on things that people are hating on things that they themselves are not necessarily going to buy. Straight up. Call these bums out.
Chuck want violence.
Chuck want violence. I don't want peace. I want violence always. All right, man. Just to go through this Capcom Showcase stuff real quick, man. We're not gonna really spend no much time on this. I just want to just let people know that the RE demo is out. It got released yesterday. So that's out, and that's gonna, if you want to play that, you can.
Did you play it yet?
Nope. Not yet. All I've been playing is Destiny, and then also Sunbreak. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is released in April 28th, 2023. And then also Street Fighter 6, the final commentator was revealed, and it's a popular Japanese actress named Hikaru Takahashi, and she was announced as the commentator.
Takahashi, yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
She's gorgeous too. I love her.
Yeah, she's a very beautiful woman. And so yeah, man, that was all the major stuff from the Capcom Showcase. Nothing too much. And then obviously Exoprimal, which we talked about earlier, which is releasing on July 14th, 2023. And there is going to be a demo happening in March 17th, I believe. Open beta. But okay, guys. Now we are in the topic portion of the discussion portion of the show. And this month is membership topics. And shout out to everybody that gave a topic or something like that. I remember,
you can tell Persona annoyed, bro. Yo, bless them up with some trophies, God.
Oh yeah. Man. My fault.
It's
I forgot
okay,
about
man.
the trophies.
The camera gonna work. We gonna get it situated.
Trophies,
it's
man.
okay.
Let me get the
We
trophies.
moving on.
Let me get the trophies.
Bless the people up with the goddamn trophies. You know, wife will go call me your DMs. I don't know why you ain't busting them up with the.
And now my thing's not working.
Oh, that ain't working. Oh my God, my bad.
That's working.
Oh no, I heard it.
All right, man, we got y'all with the trophies. My fault, guys. I forgot to give trophies throughout throughout the show, man. All right, man, but let's get into these topics, man.
I'm gonna give you a hug after, man.
Nah, don't give me no. Stop saying shit like that, bro. And so with the topics, man. Amanda Pemberton, appreciate you. She says, enjoying the new style of visual presentation, and I know that that's only going to get better as you integrate new ideas and get feedback on those we like and those that we might need to tweak. Yeah, no doubt, man. We appreciate you, Amanda.
I appreciate it.
And shout out to y'all, man. If y'all enjoying the changes, trust me. Me and Bari, a couple of late nights trying to set this stuff up and make sure it's in line and its quality and whatnot, guys. So
that's just the streaming life, bro. Like it happens when you content creation. You do all the preparations and things happen, yo.
Yep, 100%.
It's life.
And then Steddiflow, man, appreciate you. He says definitely want to talk about the Tchia gameplay and being indie game of the year.
Yo, you know what? That was gonna be my other spotlight, but I was just like, let's move it on.
Yep,
but yeah, Tchia, I'm super excited for this game.
Why I say Tchia? Tchia. Yeah, Tchia looks, really and truly, Tchia surprised me, man. Because when I first seen this game, I was kind of like one foot in, one foot out. But then the more that I've seen this game, Bari, the more I kept seeing this game and seeing trailers and seeing the gameplay, I'm like, yo, man, this is my cup of tea, man. I'm with it. So, Tchia, I'm actually buying that. I'm not gonna play through the servers. I'm buying that. I want to support the devs with that and own that game. So, shout out to the Tchia devs. Hopefully, Tchia devs come through, Bari. You know, chill with the WUPS boys. You know.
Yeah, we'll try to set some up.
You know, do a big thing. So, appreciate you, Steddiflow, for the topic, man. And then shout out to Bari. Says, I stand with Jim Ryan. I stand with Jim Ryan putting the PlayStation gamers first. What is your stance with what he said in the latest CMA reveal to block the deal? We talked about that, obviously. We spoke on that. But yeah, man, we stand with Jim Ryan. And then shout out to Philip DVG, man. Appreciate you, man. He says, with talks of money hatting and fake third-party publisher acquisitions, people tend to only think that the biggest and best IPs being exclusive to PlayStation 5. If you were contacted by Sony after the podcast, what lesser known mediocre third-party IP would you recommend them to purchase and bring back as a sequel, and who would you get to make it? For me personally, I would like a Mercenaries 3 made by Naughty Dog. That's what DVG said. So a lesser known third-party IP, and who would I want to make it? That's a good question. Shout out to Phil for the question.
You know what I would love to have? One of my favorite FPS games is called Black. It was on the PlayStation 2.
I remember that game. Okay.
And you can have, it had like full destruction. You'd be shooting at the walls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would love for that game, or even like a sequel of that game, to come back. And we have to pick a PlayStation developer for it.
Any dev. It says by Sony. Yeah, so pick a PlayStation dev.
Probably like Guerrilla get back into their shooting chops. Having a game with like Black. I missed the hell out. I love the hell out of that game, man. Black.
Yep.
Dope game.
For me, the game I would want is called Chaos Legion.
Ooh, that's a classic.
And the person that I would want to make it is
it's like a beat 'em up, right?
Sony. So I would want Sony Santa Monica to make it. Yeah. Chaos Legion made by Sony Santa Monica. Only because, they made God of War with a lot of that hack and slash and good combos and stuff like that. And Chaos Legion, which was made by Capcom, it's very similar to Devil May Cry, which is why I think they didn't continue the series, because we're just going to keep doing Devil May Cries. But I did love the Chaos Legion game. I thought the game was dope, and I would love for them to bring that back and have another game in the series. So, that's who I would do. Chaos Legion made by Sony Santa Monica. And then shout out to Unikronn, who, Bari, he actually did not write a book this week. Shout out to Unikronn, bro.
Unikronn wasn't feeling good this week, man. That's my guy
man.
right there.
Shout out to Unikronn, man. Appreciate you, Unikronn. He says, here's my 1 minute quickie. What's your favorite beat 'em up on a PlayStation system and why? Also, what has a dev change / added to a beat 'em up that made you say, what the fuck? I'm out. You ruined it. For example, Demon Slayer. That's even though it's a short question, that's still pretty tough.
Favorite beat 'em up.
So I think right now, my favorite beat 'em up on PlayStation is Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, that's a great one.
What have they done to the beat 'em up? Changed or added to the beat 'em up that made you say
what Demon Slayer beat 'em up? Are you including like hack and slash with that?
Yeah, I don't know what he means with Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer is not a beat 'em up. That's a fighting game. So I'm not sure if he's equating fighting games as beat 'em ups as well, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure with that. River City Girls 2 is a great game as well. I'm going back for the platinum with that. River City is up
there with me.
Yeah, River City's up there too, man. I love River City. I'm going back to get that platinum at some point this year. I love River City Girls 2. It's a great game. But I'm gonna say Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge, because I'm a big Turtles fan. I love Turtles in Time. That's one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time. And with Shredder's Revenge, I get Turtles in Time vibes. And so, and then like the fact that you can play with your friends. You know why too? Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. That game is so special to me right now with PlayStation because, Bari, remember when we started at like 9 in the morning and we played till like 6 at night. We did the co-op, me and Bari, where we played through the whole thing without dying, played through the whole game with what was I forgot the trophies we had to get.
You couldn't get hit on Shredder or something like that.
Yeah, you couldn't get hit and all this stuff, and we had got all those trophies. So like, you know, Shredder's Revenge.
We started that thing over from the beginning. It was like, nope, we're doing it today.
Yeah, because when we got to the very end, we got hit and died. Oh, it was don't use a continue. So you had to do it all in one single life. And then when we got to the
on
hard. And remember, when we got to Shredder, it just all fell apart. And me and Bari was just sitting there like, yo, we got to go through it again. I was like, all right, let's go. And we restarted that thing and got through it, man.
Yo, we was discouraged as hell, bro. It was like, yo,
facts.
Man.
Yo, facts.
It's like, no, we got to do this.
What about you? What's your beat 'em up?
For me, I can't just list one, man. Like, especially when it comes to recent days, you know, I have to think about like, you know, previous, you know, generations on PlayStation.
Yep.
But I go down the timeline. Like recently, it's definitely going to be Streets of Rage 4, Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and the River City series. I think those are like the top echelon of like beat 'em up games, in my opinion. Like PS3, I definitely enjoy like the Scott Pilgrim one. I thought that was really dope. And PS2, I can't think of one right now, but PS1, there used to be this game called Fighting Force. It was like a 3D version of like Streets of Rage.
Yep.
Not the greatest of games, but it was fun as hell, man. I enjoyed the hell out of the game. I remember playing that game. Every character's going through that game. You know, people will be shooting. They got people that shooting you and all that stuff. Very, very fun game. But as far as like which game or dev was like beat 'em up, what the fuck is this? And it ruined it. That's a hard one.
I can't really think of that either.
I enjoyed.
Yeah, I can't really think of nothing with that either. Yo, shout out to Macho Channel joining, becoming a member on the channel of WUPS Nation. Appreciate you, bro. And shout out to Ice Cream rejoining the membership of WUPS Nation as well. And a shout out to Viper Reese. Appreciate you for the super chat. He said, Tchia. And a shout out to Fake Outrage. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, I'd give a kidney for Chaos Legion. Hey, yo, facts, man. I love that game, man.
Hey, listen, Fake Outrage. If Chaos Legion come back, you won't buy that game. I'm kicking your shin.
And a shout out to Tactical Gamer. Appreciate you 9 months as a member on the channel. He said the beat 'em up he chooses Bouncer. And then,
sword looking dude.
All right, and then shout out to Lorenzo Carson. He says, yo, this is snazzy. I think he's talking about the new logo, Bari. Shout out to Lorenzo. And then shout out to Upchuck. Yo, Chuck disrespectful with this topic, Bari. I'm going to keep it a stack.
Chuck being Chuck?
Chuck being very disrespectful, man.
Dang,
Chuck,
you ain't but like it. I know you.
No. I'm going through. I didn't look at everything, so I'm going through and liking them as we go through them. You feel me? So Chuck, appreciate you, man. He says Spider-Man has a chance to be more of the same if we're being honest. What would it take to make this a fresh new experience?
Not a bad question.
Very good. Chuck being messy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, you see how what Yeez did when it comes to the whole combination attacks. I think Spider-Man should definitely add something like that outside of like finishers. Like maybe have like a combination of switching because, you know, Miles Morales and Peter Parker, you're going to be playing as them. Also the gadgetry. What they do for the gadgetry, hopefully have some unique. Sonic is always good with that, so I'm not worried about that stuff. What gadgetry is Spider-Man, you know, Peter Parker using. The abilities that, you know, Miles is doing. You pretty much just got to elevate that a little bit more. But, you know, what would be dope is having like a VR mode, you know what I mean, to incentivize VR and just, you know, have people that bought the game, you have this mode that you can play swinging around the city in VR as well. But yeah, Spider-Man is always going to be tried and true to what Spider-Man is, but the little things, the gadgetry, you know, combos, how you flush out the melee and stuff like that, that's always going to set it apart. And the swinging, I don't think they need to change. The swinging is amazing.
Well, no, I think they need to make the swinging like So one of the things that I like that they changed from OG Spider-Man to Miles Morales is they made the swinging much more fluid, and it felt more natural. So I think going into Spider-Man 2 will definitely, even with Parker, he gonna have some finesse when it comes to his swinging as well too. I think it's gonna be a lot more smooth.
Yeah, it's not gonna be straightforward.
Yeah, it's gonna be much more smooth. Yeah, more stylish. So those are things that I think they'll bring. I do agree. I think really and truly, I think with this and how this game is being built, having both Parker and Miles Morales be playable in this game, that's a big enough change in itself where you're going to get to see two different perspectives and have two different play styles when it comes to the Spider-Mans. Now, if they include
like a tag system going,
yeah, if they include Venom into this and like incorporate Venom, where I don't know, for me, I have no doubt, and this is kind of speculation, but I feel like that the symbiote is absolutely going to stick to Parker. Like I just don't see them doing having Venom in this world and not have the symbiote stick to Parker at some point, and then probably go back to Harry or whatever they do with that. But they gotta have that Venom suit go to Parker, man, and then we get to play as Venom, Black Spider for a little bit or whatever, stuff like that. But the dynamic between
how they're gonna open it up is gonna latch itself on to Peter as he's trying to help out Harry or something, and then Peter's gonna get it.
Yep. But having these three, this is such a dynamic where it's Miles, Parker, and Venom and all this stuff in this world, and then this is being made on PS5 only, and we know that Insomniac are wizards when it comes to development for the PlayStation 5. This game's gonna be it's gonna be a treat, man. It's gonna be a treat. Yo, that's another thing, Eddie Brock. You feel me? Like there's a lot of ways they can go with this. Where I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a very fresh experience, personally. But great question.
Yeah, it's not a bad question.
No, it's a great question.
It's a critique that is tough to handle, because at the end of the day, if Spider-Man isn't the same, it's gonna fall apart. Spider-Man needs to be Spider-Man, but I get where he's coming from. Like, what's new, fresh ideas to keep it fresh, to keep it moving. Yep.
And then shout out to Resident Evil. Shout out to Cloud Strife. Appreciate you, man, for the topic, man. And Cloud Strife says, Resident Evil 4 remake demo. Want to know your thoughts on that, and also where the hell is Pragmata? Capcom playing games. It got delayed to 2023. They just had a showcase and didn't talk about it. I want to play that game. So I didn't play the Resident Evil 4 remake demo, so I can't speak to that just yet. But Bari, I know you played it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm loving the demo. Movement wise, already off the rip, you're gonna be, at home when it comes to the remakes. That's one of the biggest reasons why I've been loving the remakes. Just the movement and how you traverse throughout the worlds with the character. I tried out all the modes. It looked great, regardless of what modes you play. So I was playing on like performance and ray tracing, adding more shadow effects. The darker looks darker. Shadows are animating all over the place. It just looks amazing, in ray tracing mode. So you might take a little visual dip when it comes to the character model, as far as like the look. It still looks great, but overall, I loved it in performance and ray tracing. The shooting feel good. There's a lot of kickback going on there. Obviously it improves when you get your laser and your upgrades and all that stuff. But so far, I've been liking it a lot, man. The movement, the parry system looks great. The parry system works great. One thing I don't remember is the degradation of like the weapons. I don't remember if 4 did that, because I didn't fully complete 4, to be honest with you. I stopped at a certain point and I was like, I'm good. But I don't remember the knife can just break or whatnot. Somebody can correct me on that. But overall, I think you're gonna love it, man. If you've been enjoying the remakes, you're gonna have a great time here. Everything looks good, plays good. It's cheesy dialogue, which nobody's gonna bring that up when it comes to Resident Evil. But yeah, it just looks great.
Yep, I didn't play the demo, so I can't speak to that. But in terms of Pragmata, Capcom has been completely dark about this game. I feel like they probably announced this game a little bit too early, because we got this at 2020 they announced this or teased this game, and we really don't know. Then we really got nothing since. No updates, no new trailers, no nothing. Or we might have got one new trailer from in 2021, possibly, but nothing that really helps us understand what this game is. So I think Capcom might have revealed their hand a little too early with this game. So hopefully we get something this year at E3 or Summer Game Fest or something like that.
Oh, with Pragmata?
Yeah, I won't hold my breath.
The thing is, like, Pragmata, we only had that one trailer, I think, right? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, it's like 1-2 trailers or something like that.
I don't know what the hell Pragmata is. It looked interesting. It looked great because RE Engine is just a wonderful engine. But I didn't know what the hell's going on with that. Is this a little kid that was an astronaut? I didn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, we're going to get more information on that for sure.
So they're saying that the knife durability is something new that they added. So yeah, I know I was tripping. I was like, yo, I don't remember. Because I remember this once you shoot somebody and knock him down in RE and you just knife them, keep knifing them until they dead. That's what I used to do.
Yep. And shout out to DatguySmitty, man. Appreciate you for the topic. He says, favorite game to replay regularly. It used to be COD.
Returnal.
But for me, it's Destiny right now. That's my game. Destiny 2.
Yeah. Returnal. Shit, that's the other day I booted up Final Fantasy Remake doing another playthrough of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, Returnal, I go to Returnal on a probably like a monthly basis. I go to Returnal for current games.
And shout out to Alphonso Cardi. He says, "What do you guys think about Wulong Fallen Dynasty gameplay and bosses?" So I don't have this game, Alphonso, so I can't speak to it.
Yeah, I didn't purchase it either. I didn't get it yet. There's too much on my plate. I'm out here frauding. I have excuses. I didn't get it. I am going to get it though.
Yep. And then shout out to HenriHeck. Appreciate you, man, for the topic. He says, first and foremost, where is Little Devil Inside? They just showed us the game, then now want to act like we forgot. And also speculate as its exclusive. And also speculation as its exclusivity to PS Nation. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Little Devil Inside, man. It's kind of crazy. Like, that game kind of just fell off the face of the earth where we don't even have a date. At first, it was supposed to come out last year, then it got delayed, and now, like, we ain't really seeing nothing from it. PlayStation just did a state of play. It wasn't there. They not talking about it. I don't know what's going on, but, they need to give us something.
I expect that game to have a massive overhaul because the last time it was shown, I was a little underwhelmed when it comes to the open world aspects. It was doing like this quick little walk kind of thing. I want to traverse throughout that world. So hopefully they switched up a lot of that stuff when it comes to that game, Little Devil Inside.
Yep, hopefully. And then shout out to J-Ro. Appreciate you, bro. He says, talk about everything that you are currently talking about. Shout out to J-Ro for that. And then last but not least, man, shout out to Brannan for VR. He says, more PSVR 2. Dude, you see trailer for Aces of Thunder? Switchback is next Thursday. Have you played the Light Brigade yet? Runner, Pavlov, Zombieland, Headshot, Reloaded. Also check to see if you own The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. If you don't, if you do, see if you have Taurus Edition. It's only $3 on sale from $10 right now. That added on, get you free upgrade to PSVR on the original. So I don't know if that's a topic or just it's just like people know, like,
War Thunder. Aces of Thunder is like the VR update, I think.
Yeah, I seen that.
We used to play that on PS4 when it first came out. We was on that. Shout out to the console. We was definitely on that. Crazy. They added a VR update to that. That's gonna be cool. Switchback, I'm getting. Light Brigade, I don't have. Runner, I don't have. Pavlov, I have. Zombieland, Headshot, I don't know what that one is. But Walking Dead, Saints and Sinner, definitely gonna be playing that for sure. I look forward to some content when it comes to that one, especially here on WUPS.
Yes, sir.
But
I got most of everything there. I'm definitely gonna check out Aces of Thunder. Switchback, I've got that pre-ordered. I'm gonna be playing that next week for sure, or checking it out. Light Brigade, I don't own. Runner, I don't own. Pavlov, I have. Zombieland, Headshot, I don't own. And like you said, with the Saints and Sinners, we definitely should be having some content on that pretty soon. But I got a lot of games for VR that it got me pretty full right now. Right, but
I ain't open or touch yet. Real talk for VR.
Yep. But shout out
really truly though, shout out to PlayStation for having these demos up because, bro, I didn't know they had the demos up for a lot of these VR games. There's a lot of VR games that the demo was up there. You know what I mean? I think that's a good thing. People don't want to highlight that. I didn't know. I heard no reviews about this, no industry websites talking about how if you get a PlayStation VR 2, you can try out some of these games demo wise for free if you want to buy them. Nobody was talking about that stuff. I didn't even know.
Yep. Of course they wouldn't know. Why would they? But yeah, man, listen, shout out to the people who gave us a topic this month. Remember, guys, next month is another chance if you guys want to give us a topic for the WUPS boys to talk about. Look for that post next month. And yeah, man, that's the show. You feel me? Yeah, let's get into these outros, man. Shout out to everybody here. Really appreciate y'all rocking out with us and continuing to support us. You know what? No, we got one more. My fault. Shout out to Gian Gian the Don, man. He asked us a question earlier, Bari, where he says, shout out to the WUPS crew. Appreciate the great content you provide. Which character do you want to see and plan to use in Budakai Tenkaichi 4? This is a great question. For me personally, I hope they have Ultra Ego Vegeta. And is it Ultra Ego Vegeta? Yeah. Ultra Ego Vegeta.
Ultra Ego.
And
that transformation OP too.
No facts. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be using is Vegeta. And Cell. Vegeta, Cell, Frieza, and then whoever else that grabs my eye.
Yo, I have a laundry list, man. You guys know I'm a big Boo fan. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the Boos, Super Boo or Kid Boo, which I used in the previous ones, Jamimba, make sure he's in there. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in there. Android 17, typically I don't use the Androids, but Super Android 17, love the hell out of that character. I thought he was dope in I think it's Budakai Tenkaichi 3. But yeah, Goku is always going to be my main, when it comes to the Tenkaichi series, because the range of his kicks is OD. Goku is cheap. I know a lot of people try to skip him because it's like the main dude, but yo, Goku, you're not going wrong with Goku, bro. Especially if you playing against somebody that like to throw beams or they like to sit back a little bit, watch what you do. Oh, do that. Let me power up, see what happens. Goku will watch you up, bro. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have Goku, obviously, but yeah, Jamimba, Super Android 17. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the Boos. When it comes to the super characters.
Oh, also Gohan, bro. What's his name? Beast Gohan. I hope they have him as well, because he looked good. Facts. He looked good in the movie, and I'm like, yo, they gotta have this in.
They gotta go crazy with that.
Yeah, they have to, bro. They have to, bro. Beast Gohan.
But I'm looking forward to Hit too, man. Hit is going to be one of those special movement type characters. So I definitely want to see how they're going to implement him in Tenkaichi. I think they would have had an easier time doing it in like Budakai because it's more grounded. But Tenkaichi's all over the place. We're going to see how they implement Hit. Yeah, that's. They could this Tenkaichi. This is definitely going to be a really good game, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I can't wait for them to like show what's going on with that. But yeah, man, shout out to you. Hopefully the next code is good, man. Yo, listen, bro. Listen, who's it? Bandai.
Yeah. Hopefully. I don't know though, but we'll see. Especially with these types of more arena style games, they don't tend to take these netcodes into consideration. But I'm hoping that
exactly, bro.
I'm hoping that with this game they take it serious and they really be like, all right, especially you doing a new Budakai Tenkaichi, you're gonna definitely want to make sure that you have that quality on point, especially when it comes to the online, man. Like that, I feel like the netcode is gonna make or break this game for me personally. If the netcode not there,
lobbies,
because TOA Bank Budakai Tenkaichi tournaments. Oh, come on. It writes itself, Bari. You feel me? But all of that is dependent on how serious they take this game and the netcode, man. If the netcode not there, I'm not wasting my time. Respectfully, I'm good.
Facts.
But that'll
be a tournament first to one. First 2 or 3 night.
And then shout out to Gian Gian and Don, man, with the super chat. He says Capcom getting their shins kicked in if they don't make a new Beautiful Joe game or remaster the first 2 games. I like Beautiful Joe. Beautiful Joe. I played it on the PS Vita or PSP. I think it's PSP.
I never got into Beautiful Joe. I always seen it. Like GameCube, PS2, and all that stuff. But I never really got into it.
Yeah. And then shout out to Fake Out Race. He says, Bari, I'll buy the Super FN edition. Watch me. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all rocking out, man. Like I was saying, man, this was a great show, man. Sorry for the technical issues, guys. By next Saturday,
it looked clean though. Real talk, to be honest.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical issues, man. But I promise next weekend, next week, I'm getting my new camera, so hopefully these issues won't happen ever again, man. I don't know what happened, man. Camera's garbage. It's that simple.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
But yo, man, let's get into these outros, man. Yo, Bari, man, get the people your outro, man. Let them know what content you got coming to the channel, and let them know where they can follow you.
Yeah, guys. So you can follow me at @jbari_ on Twitter, jbari on YouTube. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a Speak from the Heart. We're taking you out of church early in the morning, doing it old school. You know what I mean? Sunday early morning, Speak from the Hearts before like COD Sundays or whatnot. So yeah, it's going to be like around 9 or 10ish. I'm going to be doing it, and look forward to some of these PSVR 2 impressions when it comes to these games. I know me and Persona were planning like a PlayStation VR 2 review for WUPS, so look forward to that. Now that the fact that I got these IR blasters, it's going to be much more like night sessions in VR, so definitely going to be completing majority of these games that I started up. So yeah, look forward to that stuff. But that's pretty much it. Appreciate everyone that support the channel here, hitting the like button. All the new subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing, and the super chats and the memberships. We appreciate it, guys. And yeah, let us know your feedback when it comes to the layout and updates. We always look forward to that stuff. Also, WUPSmerch.com. We appreciate all the people that have already purchased like merch, with the new logo T-shirts or sweaters and whatnot. Thank you guys for supporting us with that. And yeah, look forward to next week. Oh, matter of fact, this is giveaway month as well. So don't forget, guys, giveaway month. We're going to do our giveaway stream on the 25th of March. All right. So make sure you stay tuned for that one.
Yes, sir. And just to reiterate what Bari was saying about WUPSmerch.com, man, definitely check out WUPSmerch.com, where we got a lot of great merch on there right now. We got our new logo merch, one with our faces, one without our faces. And then we got the Bari versus Persona, and then we got the original, the OG, Cloud, Strife, and Zach Fair. What's up, PlayStation shirts, man? Summertime coming up, guys. Y'all wanna make sure y'all fresh out here. You feel me? Y'all wanna make sure y'all fresh out here, man. So definitely make sure you guys, check out WUPSmerch.com. And as for me, man, listen, guys, I definitely appreciate.
They said no plat trophies. You ain't get no plat.
Nah, I'm gonna give it at the end.
Oh,
I got it. But yeah, as for me, guys, definitely appreciate y'all rocking out, supporting What's Up PlayStation every week, every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. With me and Bari, man. And the quality of the streams, everything is just gonna continue to get better and better as we continue to grow and continue to do our thing week in and week out, man. And shout out to the members, shout out to the subscribers, shout out to the new subs, shout out to the lurkers, shout out to the haters, and shout out to the people that just finding our channel for the first time. We hope you do enjoy the content, and you continue to come back, man. We definitely appreciate y'all, man. And gotta make sure we giving the trophies, man. We gotta make sure we giving the trophies. Make sure we get the trophies, and then that platinum, that lovely platinum, man. If it'll play, oh man. There we go. Shout out to the platinum, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Always remember, guys, What's Up PlayStation Podcast is a podcast for the community, by the community. And we'll see you guys next Saturday, same time, same place, same crew, the WUPS crew. And we out, guys. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Peace.